all of sport. But in the last few years, it's been joined in the Street Circuit Club by the dazzling Grand Prix on the Las Vegas Strip, in Miami, Azerbaijan and others. And there's no sign of the trend slowing down. The streets of Madrid have also gotten involved, and there are conversations about Grand Prix in the capitals of Thailand and Rwanda. But fitting them in means we said goodbye to classic circuits like Hockenheim and Imola, angering fans who are still packing out the European tracks like Spa, the Hungaroring and Monza. And these generally produce more wheel-to-wheel action than street circuits too. At Silverstone in 2025, there were a total of 26 on-track overtakes. At Monaco, 4. I'm an F1 enthusiast. Even I struggle with that. But it appears to be a good step. In 2025, there was a record 2.3 million strong viewership for the Monaco Grand Prix in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So why are we seeing this drive towards street circuits? Well, no prizes for guessing. Money. Formula One demands a fee of between $20 and $60 million for the rights to even hold an event. In total, including sponsorships, it's believed officials in Saudi Arabia pay almost $100 million for their race. The huge fees are possible because of the street track's city centre locations, as people staying at hotels at inflated prices and tourist sites brimming with visitors mean the cities rake the cash back in when the race comes to town. So it makes financial sense for Formula One and the cities, but will it cost the sport in the long run if F1 races are too boring? After all, nothing beats the roar of an F1 car as it flies through the forests of Europe, or mechanics watching a storm coming across the humid Asian countryside. Take that away and, well, you may as well just watch American IndyCar.
Very good morning to you. Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on Sunday morning. talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Scenes we see in the FA Cup. Man City are through to another FA Cup final after an 89th minute winner by Nico Gonzalez.
It's Gonzalez again! Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals! Manchester won it for Manchester City.
Yeah, we'll have all the reaction to that comeback win this morning. Great effort by Southampton. Kind of feeling for you. Premier League drama at the London Stadium. Callum Wilson the hero as he secured a huge 3 points for West Ham versus Everton.
Only in the bottom three for about 3 minutes. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Callum Wilson could be West Ham's saviour.
We'll react to all of yesterday's games and look ahead to what's to come today, including another FA Cup semi-final today at Wembley. Leeds take on Chelsea. Leeds boss Daniel Farker has a simple message.
They should enjoy the travel, they should enjoy that we are allowed to play, that they should enjoy that we're back in the big time, in the spotlight, and Leeds has waited so many years also to be there. Nice attitude to have. Let's reflect on what happened yesterday, have a look at the relegation battle. Looking at the top, Arsenal are back there at top spots. And Spurs fans, a win. Congratulations. Come and celebrate with us on the radio. 03717 22 3344 is the number. National League blew our tiny little mind yesterday. We'll talk about all of that, everything up the road in Scotland, and what else is coming up today. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Good morning, Cass.
So we're going to get it out of the way straight away.
Do it, just do it. Let's get it.
No, come on, because everyone on air, no one could believe that you were coming in today. Because when Ben, who did the show previously, he couldn't. He said, "Is she really doing the show?"
This is better. This is easier to focus on the football.
Yeah.
And focus on the show.
Yeah.
Than me being at home, not knowing whether I'm going to spew or poo my pants. right, this is easier. I can focus more, I can chat to you, and then when I finish, I nip along the road to Maze Hill and I'm there. Whereas if I'm at home, I'll find myself tossing and turning and then doing something and then not focusing on fueling. So I thought, this is actually me being a bit selfish today. I thought, I'll go and do this.
No, well, as I'm driving, I'm thinking, it's not no big deal. You're only sitting on your backside
exactly,
and talking.
Cass. Talking about the football, acting like I'm on the front line.
Yeah, oh no. But you're excited, aren't you?
This must be what I was thinking about you as soon as I woke up, what pre-match nerves feel like. You know, if there's like when you played at a World Cup. Yeah. I haven't done this in ages, and I think anything that's tested me in ages that made me feel nervous. I was saying to Sam, producer Sam, this morning that last time I felt this nervous was just before the kids were born. I was worried and nervous about, oh God, is it going to hurt and whatever like that, and how's it all going to be? That's the last time I had waves of nerves in my stomach. Yeah. And last night in bed, I thought, maybe this is how footballers feel.
Well, you do get, it's not a bad thing to have nerves. It's because it's something that you're going to confront that's difficult, hard, exciting. You know, the adrenaline will take you a long way today. Yeah. You know, just that adrenaline running round, getting to the final hurdles. I've met very few. I actually had this conversation with Teddy Sheringham because I always used to say to him, you never got nervous. He says, I do, I just don't show it.
Okay. Well, it's all in your head. I think if you show it, it will present and it'll probably take over you. You know, my dad, like growing up, when I had dancing competitions, he was always like, mental toughness. Yeah. Check yourself. Stop with the nerves. Get in your head. Like, you have to get control of your mind over your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your mind's functioning well, your body will work well too.
Yeah, and you've done all the preparation. Yeah. So, you know, there's the only thing to do now is the final piece, which is obviously the most difficult.
How was your Rocco yesterday?
Yeah, done really well. He come in the first 10. It was absolutely mobbed. It was unbelievable how many people were there for the mini marathons all around the southeast. There was all schools and running clubs. It was just amazing, and it was, to be fair, it felt chaotic, but it was actually really well organised. But it just felt chaotic trying to get to the right. We got right on Buckingham Palace where they come around the sort of the roundabout and the bend and that, and well, we were cheering him on. He had a few older runners in because he's 10. He was in the under 12, so there was a few older ones. But he come 10th. He'd done a really good time. He'd done 2.6 kilometres in 10 minutes 14.
Fab.
So that's quite quick.
Well, don't be expecting the same from me.
No, which was great. You know, he's a 10-year-old. He runs it. He loves it, and he you could tell he was absolutely shattered at the end. And there was others of his group in his school that were there as well. But he loved it. It was really, really, really good day.
Great stuff. Only one thing for me now to do is. Listen, if you're going to the London Marathon today, if you've done it a marathon, if you're interested in doing one, the text lines are open, 81089, if you want to have a little bit of chat about that. Also, where's the best place to watch it? I'm sure there's a number of beer gardens that...
Well, my missus is watching it on the text, because her and Rocco, because football got cancelled today. Right. Oh. So she said, me and Rocco are going to watch the marathon in bed.
Good.
We're going to get up late, watch the marathon. And I traditionally like to do that. I watch it, you know... I always normally start with it in the bedroom, then I go into the front room and watch it on the telly.
What, the marathon?
Yeah, just keep an eye on it. I always find it quite intriguing. Yeah, nothing else, sorry.
Okay, moving swiftly on. Spurs won a game yesterday, fair play. It was all part of a big Saturday in the Premier League. Here's how it all sounded for you on talkSPORT.
Check your passports, Fulham fans, just in case. Fulham 1, Aston Villa 0.
It's game over. Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1. It's Wirtz who's got it, and it's a sublime finish. The ball falls to him, and he doesn't have much time to think about it, but he just swings a right leg at it, and it absolutely fizzes into the far top corner.
We finally have a goal. Wolves 0, Tottenham 1. João Palhinha from close range. When the Spurs go marching in, that is the noise that is coming from the away fans over there. They know just how big that moment could be in their season.
West Ham 2, Everton 1. West Ham only in the bottom 3 for about 3 minutes. Ball played across on the left-hand side, and it was steered home with composure by substitute Callum Wilson. A West Ham survival battle goes on.
Eberechi Eze has put Arsenal in front, and it is a wonderful goal. Relief. They've got over the line. A huge 3 points. They are back on the top of the Premier League. It's finished. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, so things got underway early afternoon, 12:30 here on talkSPORT. Fulham beat Aston Villa 1-0. Liverpool, big win over Crystal Palace 3-1. Yep. West Ham, just what they needed in the relegation battle, beat Everton 2-1. Wolves defeated by Spurs at home at Molineux. That ended up 1-0 to Spurs. And Arsenal in the later game last night, back at the top of the Premier League with a 1-0 victory over Newcastle, but dramatic at the bottom, Cass, because Spurs picked up a late win. They also lost a couple of key players to injuries during that game, but what a vital point that was.
It really was. 3 points to Spurs.
Vital win.
Yeah, well, it was because they didn't play well. Yeah. And you look at Spurs and think how important that was for them, because when you don't play well in a game of that magnitude, and I said yesterday, there's 15 points up for grabs, and you have to go and get 3 yesterday. They managed to achieve it. It was an ugly goal as well. Paulinho, it wasn't, it felt watching the game like the final day of the season yesterday.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
There was that vibe kind of in the
Well, it was for some teams. Obviously, we saw the York City Rochdale stuff go on, but even for teams like, West Ham, Wolves, it felt like for Spurs, because they were playing the same time as West Ham were. Yeah. And obviously the news had broke that Everton had got level, and it looked like that West Ham could drop points. It felt like you got De Zerbi on the pitch and he's punching, all the things. It felt like final day. Yeah. But it wasn't a great game.
No.
Just a massive 3 points for them.
Yeah, West Ham beat Everton 2-1. They're 2 points ahead of Spurs, still on 17.
Yeah.
With 4 games left. But Spurs boss Roberto De Zerbi was delighted to pick up his first win in charge.
I hope it can be crucial, no? Are good guys, good people. Sincerely, I'm lucky to work with these players. But now we have no time to think the win or other things. We have to recover from this game and to prepare the next 4 games starting from Villa Park.
An ecstatic Roberto De Zerbi there, yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's lost Simmons, he lost Solanke as well.
Yeah.
How bad of injuries that they've obviously occurred, don't know. It was just a really big day at the bottom end of the table yesterday. And,
A springboard for Spurs, or are you looking at the players that went off, Dom Solanke and Xavi, and thinking, oh, no?
Well, both teams have got to play Leeds. And I did say yesterday, if West Ham or Spurs go and get from their final games 8-10 points, it does bring other teams into it. Forest had a great victory on Friday night. So Leeds have got an incredible draw at Bournemouth, a last-minute goal to get that draw. So they're all picking up points at the bottom. So it's not out. No one's out of the woods yet. Yeah. Not even Leeds. I mean, there are even some are saying even Newcastle bringing it at 32. That is too high. That they will be okay on 42. But if you think of Forest and Leeds, there's still a bit for them to do as well.
You did say that yesterday, to be fair to you. Next weekend, both the teams face incredibly tricky games. West Ham go to Brentford on Saturday. Spurs travel to Aston Villa live on talkSPORT. Yeah. That's Sunday night. Just quickly, vital win for Arsenal. Eze coming up trumps, but it felt like there was a nervous energy in that game.
Oh, anxiety. Oh, it felt like there was deja vu on all Arsenal's performances in recent weeks. It just felt like that, Shebahn. And it was anxiety. Look, Eze got a great goal. Again, another player coming off injured. How bad is he? Kai Havertz as well. So there's a couple there that are lost for Arsenal. We just don't know what the outcome is going to be. But absolutely anxiety at the highest level for Arsenal yesterday. And it felt like the way they've played for the last number of weeks. And that's what you're going to get from the fans, hands in their head time. But it wasn't a good performance again from Arsenal. It didn't look like a Champions performance. That's the standout feature.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly riveting stuff.
And look, they won't care. The manager will keep talking and say massive 3 points, and rightly so, trying to keep this going. And if they get over the line by doing what they did yesterday, which is hard to imagine, if they achieve that, they've kept it together.
Liverpool fans will speak to you shortly. Could Mo Salah have played his last game for the club? Cass has got his thoughts on that. West Ham fans, Spurs fans, how are you feeling about the relegation picture now after yesterday's results? Yes, both getting wins, but Spurs, you've lost a couple of players due to injuries despite getting that win. Do you think this victory could be springboarding you to stay up? 03717 223344. That's my alarm, everyone. I have slipped in. You can get in touch with the show this morning, 81089. Coming up next, Man City made their 4th FA Cup final in a row with a victory in the first semi-final yesterday at Wembley, but it doesn't begin to tell the whole story. We'll get stuck into that on the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Cole Palmer, he hasn't turned up all season. I said this yesterday. If you were naming the England squad today, Eze, Gibbs-White and Morgan Rogers miles ahead of Cole Palmer. 22 appearances this season in the Premier League, only 9 goals, 1 assist, and his last goal was the 4th of March against Aston Villa. He's not turned up. And when there's a game where a manager needs one of his top players against Brighton, he's in the stands. What did the physio who picked the team under Maresca say? You know, you've got a 10% chance of getting injured, Cole. Take it easy against Brighton. Go and sit in the stand. Like, we come for the players like Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho maybe, but let's look closer to home as well. For me, Cole Palmer this season been a disappointment.
Not just this season, actually. If you look at his form in the second half of last season, this is a decline that's been going on for a long time.
He won the Club World Cup final single-handedly.
He turned up for that.
He turned the Conference League final on its head after half.
What about in the Premier League, the second half of last season?
Well, he played more games than anybody else, and he was certainly Chelsea's best player over the course of the season.
This season, though, he's not been good enough. When you look at
he's been struggling with a groin injury, and if you speak to Thomas Tuchel, he'll tell you that he couldn't run properly for the first half of the season.
When you look at your Maverick players like Cole Palmer, he's earning a lot of money, long-term contract, paid a good fee for him. He's not done enough, and I've been watching him as well in games, and he's throwing his hands up at Joe Pedro for not passing to him, and he thinks he's the main man. If you are the main man, Cole Palmer, show it, and you haven't. Cole Palmer and Phil Foden.
You can't sit here and hammer the Chelsea players and absolve Cole Palmer of responsibility. He's been as bad as the rest.
Exactly. I didn't hammer anyone. I just
your body language looked like that, Sam.
Did it?
You want to defend Cole Palmer?
Morning, you're listening to talkSPORT. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Villa striker Tony Cascarino is here. It was a hot day yesterday.
Yeah, it was lovely. Beautiful.
Scorching.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. Ever complaining about the sun ever again. It's been a long, cold winter. But are you aware of the show Hot Ones?
No.
Okay, I'll send you the link because it's brilliant. It's where they get like celebrities in the seat and then they make them eat extra hot.
Oh right, okay.
Hot wings, yeah.
I've seen the World Championships of eating the hottest chilies. That is unbelievable. honestly, people, people are making chilies that are so hot that you literally cannot eat them.
I mean,
there's medical teams around them and everything. It's like the World Championships of who can eat the hottest chilies. I saw the programme a couple of years ago. I remember laughing so much, but it's actually people are literally vomiting through their eyes and.
Oh, there's a picture.
Sorry about it, but it's unbelievable what they're eating.
Yeah.
They'll go, this is the hottest chili in South America, and try this one.
Surely
then it goes one more.
People don't eat that for enjoyment. They just
they're trying to win the competition. There's quite a big prize. You'd have to Google it, but I'm pretty sure there's a decent prize for it.
Well, happy birthday to YouTube sensation from Hot Ones. His name's Sean Evans, the creator and presenter of Hot Ones, is 40 today.
Right.
He dared himself to eat something really hot from South America.
I couldn't eat something so ridiculously hot. I couldn't.
Yeah. Jamie's family, I remember when we first started going out and we would all have dinner and they'd be like, why don't you try an extra hot liver? And I'd be like, why don't you?
No,
like
can't.
You always love to do that at the end of a meal. Like,
what you mean? Have a sweat and look like you're nearly gonna, have something go.
I don't want
collapse and call the ambulance.
I do love hot food though. Like I'll sometimes eat a curry and then like punish myself. I'm like crying and sweating, pure top lip dripping.
No, I can't.
And I'm like, oh my God, you can't stop eating. A South Indian garlic chili chicken. Love it. But
you
only
know the name Jimmy Carter?
Yeah.
Jimmy was at Millwall with me and Arsenal and Liverpool. Jimmy would always, after training, go for a curry.
Would he?
And he'd go on his own. And sometimes he'd go with him. And Jimmy would say, right, we'll try this particular, we'll have fowl or something. Instead of a vindaloo, he'd go to a fowl, which is even hotter than a vindaloo. And Jimmy, he'd always eat it. It was like it was nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, something must be wrong there. Like for him to not taste that.
No, he didn't have a problem with really hot food.
Yeah. I love hot food. I do. It's my little go-to. I've not had any in the last week, by the way, because we don't want any accidents in the marathon, do we? Let's speak about the first FA Cup semi-final yesterday. Manchester City survived a massive scare from a superb Southampton to secure their fourth FA Cup final in a row, which, by the way, is a brand new record. Rather than me try and tell you the story, here's how it sounded for you live on talkSPORT.
The odds stacked against them now as they were for Laurie McMenemy and co back then. Standing in their way, a Manchester City side who are chasing the domestic treble. They won each of their last 21 FA Cup ties against sides from lower divisions. You just wonder, here's Azaz! Oh! The only one! Phil Azaz for Southampton! They lead at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final! 1-0 Southampton as Doku looking for an equaliser, sent in an effortless deflected and in. And they were ahead for only 4 minutes. It's Jeremy Doku. Gonzalez again. Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals. Might just have won it for Manchester City. It's Manchester City in the FA Cup final yet again. The first side in the rich history of this competition ever to make it through to 4 successive finals.
What a brilliant game it really was.
Yeah.
Southampton
Terrific.
Looked like they might have caused a massive upset.
Yeah, they were fantastic. And being cheered on by 40,000 Saint fans, amazing. I've got to give a mention to one of their players because I don't know where he's been for his career, but the Brazilian, Leo Cienza.
Yeah.
Terrific. I mean, he's 27 now. I don't know whatever happened in his career before, but boy, he was the most dangerous player on the pitch. And Man City did go a bit of a makeshift, like Kovacic had come in, Foden, who hasn't been played, Marmoush was in the starting lineup. So City made a good number of changes, but they're still a hell of a side.
Yeah. There was a story on Leo Cienza yesterday. I don't know did you see it in the Times? It was talking about how he was let go from a club when he was young. And then the year later, there was a plane crash and most of them perished in the plane crash. And I mean, the job that he's done, the way he played yesterday, Finn Azaz getting the goal, no major surprise there. He's been brilliant all season. But that was nearly one of the best upsets that we would have seen.
It was terrific for Championship football. The Championship Saints. Look, they're the team that they're probably going to make the playoff. I say probably. I mean, they're not going to get automatic. It's going to be very difficult. Although they have Ipswich to play at home and they need Ipswich to drop points in their final home game against QPR. What I would say is that everybody that I've spoke to representing the Championship are fearful of Southampton getting them in the playoffs, because they're as I said yesterday, they haven't lost a game up from mid-January, Shebahn.
Yeah.
And they showed it yesterday. They were terrific. And look, they were beaten by it. What a goal. Nico Gonzalez, what a strike. You don't see many better strikes than that, do you?
No, it was superb to go on and then win it for Man City. It's interesting, the conversation we've been having for the majority of the season about Arsenal winning the quadruple, and now the fact that Pep and City might win the domestic treble.
Yeah.
But why on earth did we ever underestimate Pep?
No,
Why?
there are a
Why?
side. Well, they've got a manager that has won so much, and they have a way of playing, and they have a swagger. Even when they went 1-0 behind yesterday, you just always feel City can find something. And I know they can make changes from the bench and bring people on to add to what they've got, but they've got so many players that just can turn it on in a moment. They were fortunate with the equaliser. Doku's effort gets a big deflection and makes it 1-1. But this is what... how many times did Fergie's Manchester United team do things like that?
Yeah, they're winners. He's got that winning mentality, and he's praised his team for that after the game and the comeback.
When you have been many years up there all the time, is because the mentality is in the organization, in the club, in the owners, in the chairmans, and everyone they put each other. So yeah, I was really pleased. Hopefully we'll be on final, and hopefully with deep on my heart, that's something that we cannot control in the final can be fair this time, and for both teams, and deserve the team. Deserves the team that they play better to win.
Fair play to them. We'll find out who City play in the final on the 16th of May, because Chelsea-Leeds is the second semi-final, live from Wembley at 3 o'clock here today on talkSPORT. Really looking forward to it. Wonder if I'll be finished the marathon at that time. Probably not. Coming up next, Cass, we'll get stuck into the race at the bottom. We'll speak to West Ham fans about their late win over Everton as well. Good morning.
I've been saying this all season. They don't want to get rid of Arne Slot. Other media outlets are now reporting that he's going to stay come what may, particularly as they look like they're going to get
what you've been saying
all along. Yeah, but what I was going to say, when you've got this much upheaval, do you really want to add a change of manager into the mix as well? Particularly when you've got a manager who did win the Premier League last year. Well, he's not useless, is he, Arne Slot?
I think he deserves another go at it. But when he comes out and says we need to sell players, I don't think that's right, is it?
That's always been the Liverpool way. These are not owners who...
FSG don't spend loads of money. They don't just lavish loads of cash.
Who in that squad, though, is going to bring in a lot of money? Who's going to bring in a lot of money in that
squad of players?
Jones will
bring you 20 million quid.
Okay, who else?
Alexis McAllister, potentially. Not had a great season. Bit of interest from Real Madrid, I'm hearing.
Alisson, did they cash in on Alisson?
Well, he spoke about him today, actually, and he said that he doesn't respond to rumours.
I think he'll stay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Mamardashvili's not proved himself to be ready yet.
No, not quite yet. Let's just say that. 03717223344. By the way, Arne Slot staying. He had said it.
He said all along.
Yep, months.
Yep.
Done. See, that's proper.
On the podcast. What's the podcast?
Podcast Premier League All Access. If you just have a look towards your left-hand side, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, look at that for a plug.
You can see the QR code. Just give it a little scan, and you'll be able to listen to that when we finish here today.
Is that the first plug we've ever had for our own podcast?
That's on there every week.
Is it?
Every
I don't look at myself on the camera. I look at you guys. I'm engaging.
Yeah. You don't. You look at your phone or your laptop.
Good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel as well. If you want to come and watch the show, you can do that now. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines today. Charlton secured championship survival yesterday. They beat playoff hunting Hull City 2-1 at the Valley. Another win for England. In the Women's Six Nations, yesterday's 62-24 victory over Wales extended the Red Roses' winning streak to 36 matches. An absolute mayhem, that's the only way we can describe it, in the National League yesterday. York have been promoted back to the Football League, scoring in the 13th minute of stoppage time to snatch a 1-1 draw at Rochdale. So Rochdale thought they were going up. I mean, you'll have seen this unless you've been under a rock. It's absolutely everywhere. Rochdale thought they were going up with a 96-minute opener to wild scenes. 6 minutes then delay with the pitch invasion and lots going on there. That delayed the restart, and then Josh Stones got the equaliser and give the Minstermen the point they needed to pit their opponents to the top spot.
Yeah.
Wild, Cass. Absolutely wild.
Well, you sometimes you think if this was, written in a book and how it panned out, you'd say, that's just fiction. It just wouldn't happen. And sometimes real sport, like yesterday, this scenario of Rochdale versus York happens, where madness, chaotic, pitch invasion, and then, Rochdale go ahead and think they're promoted, and then suddenly York find something at the very death. It was just amazing. Yeah. And it's great for football, and it's great for the National League, and just football in general.
The commentary.
I know Rochdale fans won't feel like that.
Oh, no, I know. They'll be. I mean, John Howe. Has anybody heard from him? Does anyone know if John's okay? I mean, he'll be devastated. Manager, though, Stuart Maynard was understandably overjoyed that his York side got over the line.
York time, as everyone's been calling it all season. Look, we've got a group of players that are warriors. They go all the way to the end. And look, there's players outside the squad today, Joe Felix, Morgan and Craig Hewitt. They've been all a big part. We said it when we first come in the job, it's not the starting 11, it's the whole squad. They've been incredible. We've believed all season. Look, your heart's broken, it got broken last week. When we were winning 3-0, Braintree equalised, and then Rochdale scored so late on. So when they score late on, you think that that's it, but we've got a group that keep going. They're a group of winners, and their mentality is unreal.
Yeah, brilliant. Bedlam, that's all I can describe it as. And look, Rochdale now got to pick themselves up. They've got Scunthorpe or Southend to play because them two have got to play off to play Rochdale. So pick yourself back up, dust yourself down. They've done fantastic Rochdale all season. Unfortunately, they lost out just to York on the final day of the season.
Yeah, unbelievable work, though, and an unbelievable game. And those scenes were just... Maybe that's what inspired that kind of final day of the season feel. Maybe that's what...
It did. It was for them. But the generally, I mean, I was watching Premier League games and it felt like the final day of the season.
Yeah.
We're still like 3 or 4 games to go.
Well, that was because West Ham did a job over Everton. West Ham remained just outside the relegation zone following yesterday's games. Despite 2-1 win over Everton, Spurs then picked up their first win in the league this year with a 1-0 win at Wales. So the gap is still 2 points with 4 to play. And tough games to come as well. Nuno Espirito Santo was asked after the game if he's enjoying the challenge of keeping the hammers up.
How can I answer this by saying something that doesn't seem... I take it as it comes, you know what I mean? I take it as it comes. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but we are on it.
And without wishing for you to just come back at me and say, I want to win all 4. 4 games to go. Do you know a minimum of what you would hope would keep you up?
We need as much as you can. It's not about now making count. It's playing the games, focus on ourselves.
A calm guy, isn't he? Calm guy.
Yeah, well, he keeps his feet on the ground. And look, if you go back to early March when West Ham went to Fulham and won, that's been the start of the real Nuno team.
Yeah.
Because they have picked up a number of points. They drew in Man City. They've had some good results along the way. And I think now we really trust the West Ham players he's got in the team. And look, West Ham fans, I'm sure yesterday would be absolutely delighted taking on Everton and David Moyes' reunion coming back. They've got 2 away and 2 at home in their final 4 games, starting with Brentford away on May the 2nd. So.
Yeah. Well, let's hear from a West Ham fan now. From West Ham Fan TV, Dan Lawless is with us this morning on Weekend Breakfast. Dan, good morning to you. You feeling good?
Hi, Dan.
Morning. Do you know what? I'm feeling good. My nerves are still absolutely shot. That was probably one of the most stressful 90 minutes I've had in a long time, honestly. But I'm buzzing with the win, obviously.
Yeah. Tell us, Dan, because did it feel like the final game of the season yesterday, even though it wasn't? Because it got very dramatic with obviously Spurs being level for so long. You then got to the spot where you were drawing and they were winning. Did it feel like last day of the season?
It did, yeah. It did have those vibes at the last day of the season feeling. And when Everton equalised, Spurs were winning. Oh, it just in my head, I was just fuming. I felt that's it, it's over. But in football, it's never over till it's over. But yeah, the feeling was when we scored, it was just pure shock, euphoria. I couldn't believe it because it just seemed like we'd given up in a way. Like, once we scored, went defensive and sat back, invited Everton on. It just felt like it was inevitable. But fair play to the team because we just didn't give up after that. So yeah, it did have last game of the season feel.
Yeah, tell us, because I mentioned there the start of March where you won at Fulham. It felt like that was the start of the recovery from West Ham, where we're now seeing a team literally knitted together by Nuno, and you're seeing the outcome of what's happening on the field now.
Yeah, do you know what? And I go back to the transfer window, really, and I think that's what's had the impact. We signed the two forwards, Castellanos and Pablo, who haven't really made an impact in terms of goals and assists, but playing them two up top has freed up players like Somerville to get forward more. And that change in formation, playing the two up top, is what's allowed us to start picking up points, start looking like a better team. And our defence as well, signing Disasi, which I really didn't expect him to be as successful as he's been. It's been a brilliant signing. Our defence has been so much better as well. That was the big source of our problems, our defence. We conceded the most set pieces in the league. We was giving up dropping the most points from winning positions in the league. And we've started to pick up clean sheets, started to see games out, and the January, I think, has been a big change, and bringing in a new assistant coach for Nuno as well, who's a little bit more attacking minded. I think it's changed our fortunes for sure.
I'd add to that the experience, and these players probably won't be at West Ham next season, but if you look at Souček and you look at Wilson, who got the goals yesterday, Souček and Wilson have scored 11 goals in the Premier League combined. That is a quarter of the goals that West Ham have scored. And I know that isn't a large number, and they probably won't be there next season, but that experience of having these sort of guys and Callum Wilson to do what he's done all his career, that has also added to what West Ham have had for me.
Yeah, that honestly, Callum Wilson has justified his signing through that goal alone. If he doesn't score another goal for West Ham, I'm not going to complain, because that is absolutely huge. And having someone like Souček is big, because I think the big issue that we had, one of the issues we had early in the season, Graham Potter, he started getting rid of all the experienced players, the Soufals and Creswells and Fabianskis. Antonio obviously had the bad injury, but we had all of these players that had been there so long, had that leadership in the dressing room, and he just shipped them all out. So having someone like Souček, who loves the club, who gives everything for the club, there is huge, and he will always pop up with a goal here and there, and that is a big goal.
Like you say, you're not ready yet, Dan, to switch off any kind of nerves, but looking ahead for us then, Brentford away next, you'll have your eyes on what Spurs are up to, because they've got Villa, but Villa will be fresh off their Europa League first leg semi-final. How do you see this playing out? Are you confident that West Ham can get the job done?
Do you know what? I'm never confident Brentford. Brentford's not a great place for us to go, to be honest with you. But it's a situation of we have to put that out of our mind. We have to turn up, and we have to try and win the game. Like, look, whether we will win it, I'm not confident. If we can get a point and Spurs lose, because look, I think there's this feeling like Spurs, we're going to beat them because they're playing in Europe on Thursday. Like. Yeah. They scraped a win over a poor Wolves side that was relegated. I think they had one shot on target all game. That Villa team, even though they will have played in Europe, a completely different animal. They've just lost Xavi Simons, who seemed to finally turn things around. Brighton, he got the golden assist. So he looks like his season's over. Solanke's season's over. When it rains, it pours for them. So I'm confident that Spurs won't win. but I'm not confident that we'll win. But as long as we can match their results,
yeah,
we're up. You know what I mean? Like if we get one less point than them for the rest of the season, we're safe.
So just one final word on this. Looking at them from the start of the season, and there was a lot of, the unhappiness within the club and many different aspects of it. It feels very different where the fans have somehow come on board along the way. And I think that's greatly down to Nuno, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's down to Nuno. It's down to the players giving the fans a team we can actually believe in. The protests have still been going on. Karen Brady has left, so I think that has actually lifted the fan base a bit. But there's still, I think there was still protests yesterday to get David Sullivan out. So I think there's this idea of, look, let's continue protesting, let's continue focusing on trying to get David Sullivan out, but during that 90 minutes, we're behind the team fully. And I think the team know that. The team know when we're protesting, we're not against the team. We're with the team fully. We're with Nuno, but we're against David Sullivan. So that has worked. And I just hope we stay up. I really do. It is going to be a nervy end to the season. And I can't bear it. If it goes to that last day, that is going to be a horrible last day. If that was nervous yesterday, playing on the last day of the season, it was horrible. I had Spurs' game on and our game on at the same time. And I was just,
You sound desperate, Dan.
I am, because it's even worse. Like if not just us getting relegated, but us getting relegated and keeping Spurs in the league, the stakes are higher. You know,
no one likes Spurs, do they?
No one does, especially us. We got to send them down. We have to.
Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham.
Is it Chelsea have Spurs in the last game of the season? Is that right?
No, that's second last game.
Second last game
away, Stamford Bridge.
Right, okay.
I think they have Everton at home.
Yes, they do. You're right.
If Moyes wins that, mate, he lost to us, beat Spurs, certified West Ham legend, 100%. We can't debate it if he wins that game.
Well, let's be honest, Dan. You've now got 4 more final days of the season to go.
Yeah, honestly, it's a good job all my hair has gone already, because it will definitely be gone by the end of the season, that's for sure.
Dan, you got this. Look after yourself. Thanks for getting up early and speaking to us.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good rest of the show.
Cheers, Dan. Bye-bye.
And that's Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV.
Just shows you, doing it. Isn't it amazing how it's panned out at the end of the season, where it just feels like, we have got these. I was looking at the fixtures earlier for Spurs and West Ham. They've got some toughies in there, and Leeds have got both. They're playing Spurs and West Ham in their running.
And like you say, it's the fans who've got, it's the sickener for them. But for everyone else, for this job, it's like, oh, God, it's very entertaining.
I just found it weird that West Ham, Arsenal and Chelsea all really don't like Spurs.
Morning, guys. Good to have you with us. Right, loads coming up for you on talkSPORT today. After us, Sean Custis and Henry Winter bring you the Sunday edition, 9 o'clock this morning. Following them, Max and Barry Glendenning have the warm-up. That's from 11 o'clock. All of the goals as they go in with Sam Mataface on Game Day Live. That starts at 1:30 today. Take us anywhere with you on the talkSPORT app. Download it now for free. And then at 3 o'clock, Chelsea versus Leeds in the second FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Madge and Pards make their way back into the studio for the final word. Phone in from 6 p.m. and then it's Trans Euro Express at 9. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. It's Weekend Sports Breakfast. Coming up, we'll delve into the back pages of this morning's newspapers.
The big news is that Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis, and that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley, and then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosenior, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosenior sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years, and it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking at all the other media outlets. We've got it before everyone, so I really appreciate you telling talkSPORT first. Why the big change of heart? Because it wasn't that long ago the owners came out and almost confirmed the fact that they were going to stick with their manager, and they see him in that position for a long, long time. Why all of a sudden is it the change of heart? Is it the performance? Is it the result last night?
It's a results-driven business, and I also think that there was an issue with the dressing room too. Obviously, Chelsea are really keen to show their respect for Liam Rosenior.
Good morning, weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Marseille striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines: Ryan Sessegnon scored the only goal as Fulham boosted their hopes of finishing in the European places. They beat Aston Villa at Craven Cottage 1-0. Livingston have ended their winless run of 31 games without a win, with a victory over St Mirren yesterday. And Marcus Rashford scored as Barcelona tightened their grip on a second successive La Liga title with victory over Getafe. It's time now for this. Sam, you are a frying pan.
Don't worry, I've donated to your cause this morning, Shebahn.
Thank you, Sam.
You're very welcome. Very best of luck.
Guess what Daddy Warbucks just gave me?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Cash. Really?
Yeah.
Cash?
Yeah, well, I've
Only
also
cash
given...
Dorito.
I said to Shebahn, I'm going to double it if you beat the time.
You said if I finish under 5.5, you'll double it.
Wow, there we go. That's
so I'll give her a target.
But
by the way...
He doesn't know he's giving me cash, so I can spend this whenever I want.
No, I trust Shebahn to...
National Autistic Society, by the way, that's where the money is going, so thank you. Thank you.
I met my my nieces there yesterday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
her husband's called Sam, and I put your song on.
Oh, yeah, did you?
Yeah,
I love how that's now my song. I
By
like
Olivier Newton-John. So because her husband's Sam. So anyway.
there we go. It's very important now. Any Sams you meet, you've got to play this song to them. I'm sure it won't absolutely...
A lot of people have never heard this song.
No, to be fair, it's not one of her absolute sort of stand-up classics, is it? I mean, she's got a lot of great songs, but...
I had never heard of it,
There we go,
honestly,
you see?
until now.
Yeah.
So it's your song.
There we go.
It's not Olivia's.
That's right.
And by the way, yes, we know her name's Olivia before anyone starts crying.
Yeah.
Right, go on, Sam.
Yes, I'll dive into the papers. I wanted to start with Eddie Howe because another tough loss for them yesterday. The narrow defeat to Arsenal in the late game, and a piece in the Daily Star this morning. But a lot of the other papers on the similar vein. Newcastle United's Saudi owners are said to be meeting with Eddie Howe this week to discuss his future. Howe's been under increasing pressure following a disappointing season, but the fact that some supporters want Howe sacked beggars belief. How fickle can some people be, says Jeremy Cross in the Star. Have these people conveniently forgotten Howe has led Newcastle into the Champions League twice? He also won the Carabao Cup last season, the club's first major honour since 1969. Yes, it's true this campaign has not been a successful one, but Newcastle still reached the Carabao Cup semi-finals and the last 16 of the Champions League. It's really interesting with Eddie Howe, isn't it, Cass? Because in some ways his stock is incredibly high, but in other ways it almost feels like if there was a parting of the ways in the summer, I don't think too many Newcastle fans or every Newcastle fans would be that disappointed by it. Is that fair?
I don't know. I listen to Harmy a lot, who obviously is a correspondent for us. He does Newcastle games. He's a cricket man, but he loves his football. And I think generally there's a lot of Newcastle fans who still think that Eddie has done an amazing job. I think he has. And look, there was always going to they would have a season that would be, say, disappointing. This hasn't been in a relegation fight at any stage. Let's get that right. They haven't, which they had in numerous times over the last few decades. So I'm still think that he deserves the right to try and put things wrong that happened last summer, because clearly things did go wrong. It was tricky with obviously Isak going and who they brought in. Vizza hasn't worked out. Voltemada hasn't really worked out. He's done okay in the early part of the season, no more. So there's a lot of things up in the air. And I just think he's put a really good team together. If you saw yesterday, Newcastle were good against Arsenal, made it really difficult for them.
But that being said, it has been an underwhelming league campaign. I mean,
yeah, it has.
For the European places, wouldn't you, really, rather than towards the bottom end of the table?
Look, what is the word loyalty for, Sam? You know, it's to be used when you've gone through a tough time. People back you and say, look, it's been poor, it's been disappointing, can't happen again, but we still believe you're the man. What has happened to that in football? So you're going to just sack everybody that's been successful for you, done brilliantly well, won your first trophy, and then go one day, oh, well, it hasn't worked out so well this year, so we don't think you're good enough anymore. I just find that a crazy idea.
Personally, I'd like to see Eddie Howe stay, because I think that British managers tend to get either massively overhyped or massively chopped down. It tends to be the British way, doesn't it, or the English way to do that. So I'd like to see it, because there is a dearth of English managers, top level managers in the game, I think.
Yeah, and I also think, like, looking at the Premier League, who gives anybody the God-given right to take European football or expect European football season on season? When you look at the managers, Andoni Iraola, outstanding. You look at Sunderland this season, Brentford, there's been so many brilliant teams who have surprised us. It doesn't mean, okay, yes, very disappointing for Newcastle. And maybe they've not been their best, right? But it doesn't mean that then that's it. You're on the chopping block and you're done, you know? So, yeah, fingers crossed that it can improve from here. Also, PSR restrictions as well.
That hasn't helped.
And I know they're able to spend money as well. Let's not forget, they have spent money. But, I mean, even going back to Isak at the start of the season, that was all a big mess, you know, so...
It made their campaign very difficult from the offset.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that if he stepped away, it would be his call rather than the club's. Really.
Absolutely.
Let's hope it doesn't have to happen anyway. I wanted to bring your attention to this, because Chelsea against Leeds in the second FA Cup semi today. Should be looking forward to another good game. If it's anything like yesterday's cracking FA Cup semi-final, then we'll be in for a treat. James Justin on a mission to pile on the pain for Chelsea today and make up for one of the lowest moments of his career. You may remember this cast. Justin was left devastated in 2021 when an ACL injury forced him to miss Leicester's shock FA Cup final triumph over the West Londoners. The fullback received a winner's medal, having played in some of the previous rounds before getting injured, but admits he doesn't even know where the medal is. And now he wants to get his hands on another one with Leeds, who will meet with managerless Chelsea in a crunch semi-final showdown. He said the 2021 final was a bittersweet moment. Obviously, I'd played in a couple of rounds before and did well, but to be injured while my teammates were out there was a pretty bitter pill to swallow. Great that he's got an opportunity again, isn't it, to put himself in the sort of in the window to get himself a FA Cup final.
Well, he left Leicester. I saw him when he was a young lad at Luton. Mick Hartford used to tell me about, because they had two fullbacks. They had the boy Stacey as well, who went to Bournemouth, and him and James Justin were two exciting fullbacks that Luton started as very young men. They started got their career on the roll. And yeah, he's played really well for Leeds this year, because he wasn't guaranteed. Obviously, him and Bogle have sort of swapped positions around for Leeds, but it's done exceptionally well. They've played at times two right backs as the right back and right winger, and they've done it really well.
He's had one England appearance, but never played at Wembley before. He's now 28. And I have to say, he played at he was at Old Trafford the other week for Leeds. I thought it was absolutely outstanding. Like one of those players that's just, you know,
got loads of energy.
Hero, really.
I feel like Leeds are just playing better than Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah, they are. And that's interesting.
I wouldn't be shocked if they win today at all.
Do you make them slight favourites because of the Chelsea's recent poor form?
Yeah, momentum and stuff as well. It's on their side, and they've found their form. And
well, yeah,
I get Chelsea have this experience over Leeds, right?
And the players, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at where Chelsea's weakness is the heart of the defence, where they've been really poor. You know, Calvert-Lewin and Okafor, who plays off the left, will come into that position and drives behind the two centre-halves. That's one of Leeds' strengths. So that's what Leeds have got to try and utilise today.
It's exciting. 3 o'clock on talkSPORT.
And just lastly, I want to bring your attention to this. Put that phone away. Why London Marathon is being ruined. It's all your fault, Shebahn. Apparently, there are this is Sonia Twigg in the back page of the sports pull-out in the Telegraph this morning. There is one corner as you run the marathon that is sure to make you smile almost as much as when you see the finish line, but only if you're able to enjoy it. Turning onto the approach to Tower Bridge just before halfway, when most runners are still in their stride and the cramp or blisters have yet to strike, is special. In recent years, however, it's been taken over by runners with an overwhelming need to film themselves crossing the landmark. What should be a sight to savour instead becomes a prop for social media updates. It is difficult. I get the point she's making here, which is that people need to put the phones away and concentrate on the running. But, you know, it is an achievement that you want to sort of document, isn't it, in some way? So you've got to kind of juggle that.
Could not one of you do? Like, my missus did that yesterday when we were, obviously, with a mini marathon in Buckingham Palace on the Mall. I just watch, but she'll video. And I feel like one's okay. And
but what's interesting is then Joe filmed that and you were able to show us this morning.
Yeah.
You know, so there is something special.
Yes, of course it's special. Moments, but I do think it can not just one of you do it. Sometimes you see everybody doing it. Everybody's got
I think I'm going to put my phone away. I've got a couple of bits I'm going to do for talkSPORT.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good distraction to know that you're going to do that. I think that's a good distraction. But it's Sonia who wrote the article, right?
Sonia Twigg.
Sonia Twigg. If it ain't on Instagram, it didn't happen. Okay? Right? That's the real. Sam,
I hope you don't bump into Sonia on your run.
She'll know now. She'll know what I mean. Sam, thank you very much. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. On the way, our Michael Waydock will be here to get us in the mood for Marathon Mania.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris, by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit, by the sounds of it, as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit, you know.
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful. You
well,
know?
Let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like, you know. I don't do things because I don't want to do it. And this is a luxury, especially nowadays. People would think, okay, with the money you earn, but I gave everything to my ex-wives. I had 3 divorces and I gave the half of it to the States too. So, but I'm still very happy. I try, you know, every single morning when I wake up, I want to stay positive because life is beautiful. I know it's very difficult, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to be positive. This is my religion.
Coming on this show often might change that.
Well, I was going to say,
if I have to come every single day with Simon, maybe I will change that.
Don't blame me. I'm positive. I was going to say, Emmanuel, you only do things in life that you want to do, and you're sitting beside it.
It's a luxury, actually,
Yes,
because
it's a luxury.
most of the people, they don't have the choice to do it.
Do you know when you won it? In '98, what was the culture like in that squad? The environment,
Amazing.
What was the mood? Who's your best pal in that squad?
Patrick, Fabien.
What do you get when some of the most individual sports stars club together? Well, a melting pot of history, tension, rivalry, friendship, and elite stories. Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from the Ryder Cup. Number 1, Tiger's loo roll. The protagonist, Lee Westwood's former caddy, Billy Foster, said in a toilet cubicle at the Belfry. As he went to relieve his first morning nerves, Foster noticed only one of the 2 cubicles had loo roll, and while he was seated, in came a tiger into the empty cubicle, and he realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, Europe won up. As it happened, Europe did go on to win. Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina when, after a gruelling Saturday, Rory McIlroy overslept on the Sunday and was in danger of missing his tee time. Thankfully for him, the person booking player transport was Erica Stoll. She sorted him a police escort to the course. 3 years later, McIlroy proposed in Paris. The next story is told by Scottish legend Sam Torrance about the great Seve, who apparently despised the Americans mainly because of a diminutive US reporter who kept calling him Steve.
Hey, my name is Severiano or Seve. There's no Steve, huh? There's no Steve. Next day, Steve.
Torrance also tells of how Seve regularly gave coaching clinics to his European teammates. But a week later at the Italian Open, when the same players asked for advice, Seve would tell them to and see you next year. Having started with a Billy Foster story, let's finish with one from the 12th tee at Oakland Hills in 2004. It was Jimenez and Garcia against Westwood and Clark in a practice round, and as they finished, Foster decided to jump in the buggy and speed away with all their clubs, only to lose control entirely and tumble onto the course and see it careering towards the spectators. Thankfully, the Red Sea parted and the buggy smashed into a tree, with viewers and clubs still intact.
Good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Weekend Breakfast. My name's Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is here.
Good morning.
Scenes in the FA Cup. Manchester City are through to another FA Cup final. Another one. After an 89th minute winner by Nico Gonzalez.
It's Gonzalez again. Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals. Might just have won it for Manchester City.
We'll have all of the reaction to that comeback win this morning. So close, yet so far for Southampton. Premier League drama at the London Stadium. Callum Wilson the hero as he secured a huge 3 points for West Ham against Everton.
Only in the bottom three for about 3 minutes. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Callum Wilson could be West Ham's saviour.
Let's react to all of yesterday's game and look ahead to what's to come. One more FA Cup semi-final today at Wembley. Leeds take on Chelsea. Leeds boss Daniel Farke has a very simple message to his team.
They should enjoy the travel. They should enjoy that we are allowed to play. That they should enjoy that we are back in the big time, in the spotlight. And Leeds has waited so many years also to be there.
Someone better let him know there's a marathon and the roads are closed and the travel won't be all that enjoyable today, Daniel.
No.
Won't be fun. Get a helicopter booked. Good morning, you're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Hi, Michelle.
I know you're feeding me like I'm going to run the marathon. No, you keep giving it me and laughing as you then tell me. Hold it. You've just said to me.
Hold it.
You've given me this.
Yeah.
It's like a gel energy drink. Oh, it's like. Oh,
it's a carb.
Oh, carb.
Energy
Okay,
fuel.
it's a gel, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and she'd given me one of these gels and then said, "Well, don't worry, I've got another 10."
Yeah.
How many have you got today? You've got the kitchen sink in this
I've got
bag.
10, and that was a spare one. I thought you might want to try it. Casey Shanahan said she had something like 15 on the way round, and she was like, "Oh, I'm rattling." So that'll be me. Ones are some are caffeine, but caffeine's not too good with me, so
Right.
I think I'll avoid the caffeine.
So
ones.
what exactly is in that bag?
In my bag.
This bag, if you bring it up.
You want to see Mama's lunchbox?
No, that's one of your bags.
Right, so...
What's the other one?
That's
You've got two
my
bags.
hat, that's my running vest, my water bottle, my headphones, my tissues, because...
Tablets.
I might need the toilet on the way down, so you need your own tissues. Paracetamol, ibuprofen, caffeine, gum, and Imodium.
You're not going on holiday.
For if bad things happen. And then in my other bag, I've got my jam bagel, my Lucasade Sport, and about 300 gels.
Right.
A hydration sachet, which I'm going to take soon. I don't want to take too many, but I'm going to sweat it all out. Flapjack.
Can I just...
And jelly babies.
Can I add just the sort of cost of all this?
Do you know, I try and steal as much as I can. I'm kidding. But the jelly babies are great because Andy Goldstein said when he did a marathon, he took 26 jelly babies and gave himself a jelly baby every mile.
Yeah.
But shrinkflation happened, so it's actually only 19 you get in a packet.
Right, okay.
And I only bought one packet, so we'll see how it goes.
So do you get food when you get there as well? Can you buy something there to add? Or are they giving you...
You got to fuel early.
Yeah.
I've got to be getting as many carbs in it now, so I've got another bagel about 7:45, then my flapjack on the road there, and then start hitting a caffeine gel and hope that it doesn't go in my backside.
Sounds like a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of hard work, Cass, but you know, if you don't prepare, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Is that the word?
Yeah,
anyway,
sort of.
Apparently
The
football's
phrase.
happening as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that because you're Liverpool. Had a big win, 3-1 over Crystal Palace yesterday. Big money summer signings, Isak and Wirtz both netted, and stalwart Andy Robertson scoring another. Good for him. Mo Salah, slight issue here because he came off with a hamstring injury towards the end of the game, casting doubt over whether he's played his last game for the club.
We have to wait and see how his injury is, if he's able to return to play. What I do know about Mo is that he's taken throughout all these years so good care of his body that he will have the minimum time required to recover from an injury.
That's Arne Slot, Liverpool manager. Speaking about the situation, do you think it's his last game, Cass? And that's sad.
Well, isn't it weird that all the years he's played for Liverpool and scored so many goals, I don't ever remember him having an hamstring injury. He's so durable, Mo Salah. You know, and all wide players, especially, they rely so much on their pace and half a yard, get hamstring injuries regularly. And it probably, I mean, it's certainly his last game at Anfield.
That's a shame, isn't it?
You know, it's certainly that he's not going to, I don't think he's going to be able fit to play a game so quickly in a turnaround because hamstrings generally take 3 weeks plus. So it feels like, and, you know, and look, we talked about yesterday about how it felt like the final day of the season. And Mo at the end, and obviously as he goes off, he's waving going to every corner of the pitch. It felt like that. And he's been, 257 goals in 440 appearances for Liverpool. Outstanding. It's been a phenomenal period for him and Liverpool with the success he's had along the way. So he'll still be recognised as, you know, I'm sure he'll be back there in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know, he's been an amazing player for Liverpool.
They've got Manchester United next as well, and Mo Salah has been nothing but trouble for Man United over the last how many years. So good luck to him. We hope he's all right. It's a shame for it to happen to him at this stage of the season and on his last season at Liverpool as well. Okay, ahead of the marathon today, our man Michael Waydock is here to take us through the elite field and some of the numbers involved. Michael, no, I'm not in the elite field. Don't be surprised.
You're on my list.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Looking forward to it.
Yeah, very nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous energy.
Michael, you've seen all the stuff that she's got in her 2 bags.
Preparation, Michael.
That's it. I heard you talking, obviously, to Paula Radcliffe and Steve Cram, getting an absolute masterclass. I think the best advice they gave you, just enjoy it. London already, I've just spent the last hour coming into the city. You can see everyone already there with their clear plastic bags and their numbers, and they're taking their gels and their caffeines on board. The excitement is already there in the city. It's one of the best sporting days on the calendar.
And perfect weather for a marathon. Yeah.
A bit warm. I would suggest.
Michael, how comes Shebahn gets all these privileges with, you know, obviously getting all this help from legends in the running?
I know.
Well, the rude thing would be
lucky.
to say maybe she needs it.
It's true.
But maybe she's earned it, would be the other thing. Because today is about the enjoyment. I think that's what Steve Cram said to you. There's nothing you can do now. There's nothing you could have done over the past week. All the hard work has been done. All the hard yards have been done. Running up Holywell Hill in St Albans, that is a tough hill to go up.
Yeah.
If you can get up that hill, then you can maybe absolutely smash this.
So, is there a part of the London Marathon? I mean, I obviously know the track. I've been living in this part of the world for all my life. Is there a difficult part or where it's a little bit more hilly? Because generally it's flat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a fast course. I think for everybody, there's probably a different difficult part, if that makes sense, because different people have different experiences in the marathon. Now, you could go through a bad patch in the marathon early on. You could go through that halfway. You might hit that so-called wall at 18 miles. I just don't think there's any rhyme or reason. There's going to be 59,000 people running today, and everyone will have their difficult moments. Everyone will have their good moments. Everyone will have their own London Marathon story.
And I think
not everybody's got Paula Radcliffe.
No, I know, on speed dial. Like, this is what you need to do. No, I said to Rio on that day, Ray Parlour, he was with us on Friday, and me, when I was young and I heard about a marathon, Paula Radcliffe was the visual representation of a marathon for me. And then she was sitting in that seat where you are, Michael, on Friday, saying, right, where are you at? What have you done? Go for it, enjoy it, kind of thing. And I thought, what am I blagging? Like, why have I done this? Like, what are you thinking? But then I go back and I check through my activity and my watch and my splits. I'm like, no, I've done the hard yards alone, and everybody who's going today is meant to enjoy it. And see the amount of people who have reached out to say they've done a marathon, and everybody said the same thing. Hold back, start slow, do not get caught up.
Not everybody. Alan Brazil didn't.
Apart from Alan Brazil. And how's his marathon working out for him? He meant a marathon bar maybe, but I mean, to be honest, I'm ready to enjoy it. But thank you to everyone who's given me advice, because it really means a lot. They've been there, they've done it.
And go on your sponsor page. You know, I was on your sponsor page yesterday, and you see all those different people, some that you know, family members, some people that don't know you and will have just given you money because you're running for a great cause today, because you've done all that work. And it's always during the cold, winter, wet months. And, you know, you talk about Paula Radcliffe being here, but there's maybe half a dozen people in this race, maybe to a dozen, that are there to compete and to be in that elite field and might have a chance of being on that podium. And that is a really good thing, that you get to race on the same day, on the same course, in the same conditions as those elite fields.
Challenge them.
But there's 58,990 others that are doing it for their own reasons. And you're one of them. And I think that is the key thing to worry about them, not what Paula Radcliffe did.
Oh, God, no. I mean, come on. I mean, you just couldn't ever. I was saying as well, I mean, my daughter expects me to win this. You know, she's so...
So do I.
Like, Mum, like, you're not going to... Why are you acting like you're not going to win? I'm like, you don't get it, but you're so cute. It's one of those things. It's going to be amazing to tick off the bucket list to anyone who's doing it, to anyone who's done it. Fair play to you. I'm ready to enjoy it today, but I've got that nervous wave going through my stomach now.
You'll never stop talking about it. My theory is that if you've run a marathon, you will tell people that you've run a marathon.
Have I not mentioned it already, Michael?
Do you know what? So many people have talked about, when I was coming in, I was listening to Ben, who was on the previous show, and all talking about, is Shebahn really on air?
Well, I couldn't. I messaged you and I was like, "Who's doing the show on Sunday?" You're
This
like,
is calming.
I am.
This is more calm.
Yeah.
Oh, she's well hard.
You wouldn't be tucked up asleep in bed night before the marathon, so you might as well come in and do your job.
Sit and chat with Cass.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather that. Listen, it's an exciting day ahead to everyone doing it. Good luck to you. I'm going to see you around the course, right? You've got my number. I need to see your face, Michael, to be encouraged.
I'm at the finish for you. Yeah.
Just at the finish line.
Have a hot dog in you, as you.
Oh, I hope I finish it. I really, really do.
Oh, you will. You will.
You will. And at the end, I mean, as I said, everyone that's ever done a marathon talks about it. It's 13 years since I did it. I just wanted a cup of tea at the end. So I'll have a cup of tea at the end for you.
Lovely stuff. Michael Weedock, I'll see you at the finish line.
See you there.
Thanks for being with us early doors this morning, Michael, with you across the day here on talkSPORT to give you the latest from the London Marathon, the winners, those who'll be disappointed at not beating a 2 hours 50 best. He'll mention it all. And then, of course, the stragglers like me towards the end of the race, just getting it done for good causes. National Autistic Society, everyone doing it for this cause, well done. And to everybody else who's supporting it and doing it for charity, fair play to you. Let's get it done. Let's enjoy the day. Michael, thank you. Coming up next, we'll do another top 5 this weekend. It's the top 5 managerial appointments of the season. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Good morning.
What's happened?
Hello, matey.
What's happened?
You all right?
How are you, matey? You good?
I'm all right. Yeah, very well. Thank you very much.
Gaffer's gone.
Yeah.
Gaffer's
after
slapped.
Yeah, last night's performance
slapped
was unacceptable, mate.
Yeah, you got slapped.
Yeah, something.
Slap.
That could not stay the same. The run of results and performances have just led to this. I mean, you heard me last night. I was absolutely crestfallen last night.
Thought he'd done well, mate. Thought he'd done well.
Well,
First
the fact that he's gone suggests that he didn't. You know, it's one of those situations that something had to give, and we weren't. You know, you can't go through over 8 hours of football without scoring a match in a game in the Premier League. You can't do that. Those glasses look ridiculous.
What do you mean?
They hurt in your eyes. I'll put them on. They start to.
I can't see nothing.
So if I do some hand signals to you, you won't see them.
No, I can't see. I actually genuinely. I'm disappointed. He's a good manager, Rosina.
Well,
playing some good stuff.
He may well be in the future a very good manager, but right here, right now, things were falling apart at the seams, and they were falling apart quite quickly. The last goal we scored in the Premier League was away in a victory against Aston Villa 4-1.
Yeah.
That was in March.
Yeah, encouraging signs in.
And you can't carry on playing games. And last night's performance, it was unacceptable. That was completely unacceptable. You can look and you can lose a football match, and I've seen over the years Chelsea lose plenty of football matches, but it's the manner in the defeat, and the players, they need to look at themselves as well, by the way.
morning. Weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Tune, by the way.
Yeah, Duran. Hungry Like the Wolf.
One of my dad's favourites is this song.
They were a great band. Had some massive hits. I mean, I was more of a bit of a Spandau Ballet more than...
Gold!
Yeah, Duran. More Spandau. I always used to, I saw Spandau Ballet very early in their careers at the Marquee in London when they were just broke through.
Yeah. Do you know that, Tony Hadley has one of the best voices I've ever heard live.
Oh, absolutely. Incredible.
He's got a really...
He's giant as well.
Huge guy.
Yeah.
But the power in his voice, unbelievable.
Yeah, they were great.
Sounds like a really basic thing to say. He's a singer, he's successful. Of course he's got a good voice, but it's really powerful.
Yeah, look, there was some real high quality late 70s, early 80s singers.
It's Roger Taylor's birthday today.
Right,
Duran. Guess the age.
Oh, he'd be 66.
Oh, 65.
I knew he was around that. Close.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. It's time now for our top 5 with Volkswagen Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter. On a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
So, Cass spoke about this yesterday. We should go with managers of the season, managerial appointments, which is actually really hard to narrow down to 5 because there's been so many brilliant.
Well, it's more of a case of 5 that are unexpected as well.
Yeah.
Really unexpected managerial appointments that have happened, and we'll go through them anyway.
I'm going to start with number 5,
if
that is okay. I'm going to say Andre Jägerlers. He's the Man City women manager. They're on course to win the title, but yesterday suffered a shock defeat at the hands of Brighton 3-2. However, he's delivered 16 wins from his first 19 games in his debut season as head coach. And like I say, I think City will win the league for the first time.
They lost yesterday, didn't they? City?
Yeah, to Brighton.
Yeah,
shockingly. No Viviana Miedema in the side yesterday. She had to take some time due to personal reasons. She's a huge miss to any side. But yeah, in there at number 5, Andre Jägerlers. Fair play to you.
Well, I think number 4, I've gone for Michael Carrick, because if you think since mid-January, since he came in, he took over United team, obviously miles off the Champions League chances, lifted the gloom that was clearly at Old Trafford under Ruben Amorim, and has changed the fortunes of United during the course of a season. And I just think he's done an amazing job. Look, there might be another candidate in there that they might have already spoke to, Manchester United. But one thing I can say, Michael Carrick has really lifted all the gloom at Old Trafford. So he'd be number 4 for me.
Can't argue with that. Also on our list at top 5, a man who's changed fortunes on the South Coast.
I can't believe how well he's done, to be honest. I think the appointment was kind of... God, let's just give it to him to see how well he does, to tick us over, kind of. And he has took advantage of that opportunity like I can't believe. I can't believe how well we're playing. We don't just look like he's kind of got us ticking. We look so strong at the minute.
That's the words of Ricky Lambert, obviously talking about the Southampton manager, Tonda Eckhart.
Yeah, done fantastic. Their run, like I said earlier, the team that feared that any team that gets them in the playoffs, they're the ones to beat for sure, and done a tremendous job, got them to the semi-final of the Cup. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm going to go number 2. I'm going to go with a guy that I didn't think who was going to be in the job this time last year.
Okay.
Daniel Farke, who got promoted with Leeds. I think what Daniel's done with the recruitment and everybody involved at Leeds, and it's not just Daniel, it's everybody involved in Leeds, what they've done and how they've progressed along the way. Big side physically, took a risk on Calvert-Lewin, the one that was at Everton that always seemed injured. Could he get a tune out of him? He's paid him back in absolute abundance. I think that Daniel Farke has done an extraordinary job. We've also reorganising the Leeds team. Bogle and James Justin, have we seen how they've worked the right-hand side of the team, and many others, Okafor. So I think that Leeds, under Daniel Farke, I did not expect them to do as well as they have.
I think so many people will agree with you on that. I can't argue that at all. I don't know if you've seen that clip going around on social media. You won't have, because you don't do social media. But where the ball comes towards him and his first touch as well, and all the fans are like, yes, behind him. Some man for one man, fair play, Daniel Farke. And last but not least, your number 1, a man many were surprised got a Premier League job, having no previous experience.
Astonished, if I'm honest, at the level that we're talking about. But they went from within last time, so they think that they're going to keep all the staff in place, I would imagine. And Keith was a good player, steady player, and a nice lad. So he'll have to learn quickly. because, like I say, at this time of the year, everything's rosy. But he's got a lot to live up to with what they did last year. Can he keep them up there?
That's Neil Warnock on Keith Andrews at Brentford.
Yeah, unreal. If we look at the dynamics of how Chelsea panned out, and, with Liam Rosenior going in, and, OK, Chelsea's a bigger club than Brentford, but, how it fell apart for him, how to get over what he needed to, how the players would react to him. Full credit to Brentford players, because they've run their socks off. A new manager has come in Keith. He's been part of the system. He's took over from Thomas Frank. He's done an amazing job. If you would have said to me, and I think anybody in football, Shebahn, that Brentford would have a season that at this stage, after 33 games, they'd have 48 points. And by the way, they could get to 6th place on 51 if they win.
Wow.
This weekend.
Yeah.
So, I just think Keith has done an amazing job. How he's managed it all. And look, the system under Matthew Benham, the owner of the football club, and how they've worked with their, all the information, data that they create, they've done amazingly well. Thiago's been a huge success for him. I just think he's managed really, really well, been very, very smart in the way he's handled things.
Yeah, that's a good list, to be fair. That's our top 5 managerial appointments, all thanks to Volkswagen Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter, on a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
Just some of these messages as well. Cass this morning, 81089 is the number. Charles in Kent, good morning. If you thought York Rochdale was dramatic, how about Newport County versus Oldham? Good luck in the marathon today. Yeah. Huge win for us yesterday, says Luke, the West Ham fan. This relegation battle is not good for my health, but I'm confident we will stay up. Hakeem talking about Arsenal, he says it's not anxiety, it's just boring, and it's boring all year. Rice and Zubimendi are very limited on the ball and get undeserved praise.
Ooh,
Hakeem,
Can I do a mention to someone?
Do it.
The lad Stead, I think it's Callum Stead at Barnet, scored 5 goals yesterday. And I know it's against my previous club, Gillingham, but they beat 6-2, but he scored 5. You don't see that very often, Shebahn.
Yeah.
5 goals.
Yeah, no, it's unheard of, to be fair, sometimes. Good morning to Jill. As ever on the text, Jill, thanks for your well wishes today. And good morning to Peter. Good luck to Selena running for the 7 Hospice in Shropshire, who's hoping to finish in under 4 hours today. Good luck to you, Selena. That's from George and Rosie and Peter on the text this morning. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by a Michelin star chef who has taken the social media world by storm and also happens to be a Coventry fan. We'll do that next on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT's Alex Crook has got some information about Enzo Maresca.
Yeah, I think the vibe coming out of the Northwest for some time now has been that Pep Guardiola is more likely to depart than to stay at the end of the season. Whether winning the Premier League title will influence that decision one way or another remains to be seen, but it does seem like the direction of travel is this is going to be the last few weeks of Pep Guardiola's tenure, despite the fact he's got another year left on his contract. There was always a suspicion, I think, from Chelsea that when Enzo Maresca left the club on New Year's Day, his next port of call would be Manchester City. talkSPORT understands Maresca very much the front runner. Should, as expected, Pep Guardiola step down at the end of his trophy-laden tenure at the end of the season. There has been some suggestions that maybe there's still some contractual issues with Chelsea. We're being told by sources close to Maresca that he is free to take another job as soon as this summer. And I've been told by more than one source that high-level talks between Manchester City, their sporting director Hugo Viana, and Maresca have been taking place. Now, that's not to say City want Guardiola to leave now, but of course they have to prepare for that eventuality. So Guardiola, likely we think to depart at the end of the season, and Enzo Maresca, very much the heir apparent.
And if that is to happen, what has been the impact on on the Premier League by Pep Guardiola?
I think Sir Alex Ferguson's got to be number one, hasn't he? But you would say Premier League era, Pep Guardiola number two. But that's the playing style.
I was going to say,
the playing style.
His effect on English football has been total, hasn't it?
Because everyone's doing it now.
I'm feeling nervous now. Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne with you, and the man who scored the first goal for Millwall in the First Division, Tony Cascarino, is here. Some of your headlines you're waking up to. Middlesbrough remain in the race for automatic promotion from the Championship with a dominant 5-1 win over Watford. Carlos Alcaraz said he will miss next month's French Open because of an ongoing wrist injury. And live on talkSPORT yesterday, Ryan Sessegnon's goal gave Fulham a 1-0 win over Aston Villa at Craven Cottage. After the game, Villa boss Unai Emery said despite the Europa League semi-final, the players must focus on a strong Premier League finish.
The players must be focused now 100% in each competition we are playing Premier League, because it's not done. And we will need points to achieve our objective in Premier League. And then, of course, Europa League is something very, very important. We're in semi-final, but we're in semi-final 4 teams, and each one has 25% the possibilities to get the final. We have 25%, and of course it's going to be very difficult. And this is the reason, at the end, always the Premier League is where you are achieving your objectives.
Yeah, he's in good form despite that loss yesterday at Fulham. I mean, you've got to think about where the players are trying to get the focus right, trying to get Champions League football, but they could win the Europa League. They should be prioritising winning every game, but sometimes that's difficult.
You have to take a step back with Villa because they've, had to deal with financial issues as well, and they're a club that have really punched above their weight in recent years and got to Champions League. And, I think Villa's done an amazing job in the last 5 years of what they've become under Unai Emery. They've become a very good side, and at times they will slip back slightly, but they've had some big results through the course of this season. A hard side Villa to play. They just haven't got enough bodies. if you look at some of their benches they've had during games, they're quite limited in choice of who they can bring on in comparison.
Yeah, huge games coming up for them. They're going to be live on talkSPORT, by the way, this Thursday. Forest take on Aston Villa. That's the Europa League semi-final first leg.
Good one, that
great
one.
game, isn't it?
That's a good one. It's a tough call because Forest have turned a corner, most definitely turned a corner.
Yeah. Natalie Sawyer going to be on that game for you, 8 o'clock on Thursday night. From the City Ground for Nottingham Forest against Villa in the semi-final first leg, and then next Sunday Aston Villa versus Spurs is live on talkSPORT at 7 o'clock in the evening. Let's look ahead to another Midlands team who will be in the Premier League next season. Coventry will play their final home game of the season versus playoff chasing Wrexham. That's at lunchtime today. It's live over on talkSPORT 2. We're joined by a very special guest this morning to look ahead to it all. Michelin star chef and Coventry fan Paul Foster is with us. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you.
Hi, Paul.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. I mean, what do you focus on first, club or food?
Well, they're both equal. I have to be diplomatic here. I can't.
well, I could say Coventry have been Michelin star this season, haven't they?
Oh, easily, definitely. Yeah, no, incredibly proud to be a Coventry fan. I mean, I've always stuck by them since we were right down in League Two, and there's only a few thousand going up there. It's always difficult for me to go up, and I'm not a season ticket holder because working weekends is, part of the job. But always got up there when I could. And League Two, I remember playing Luton in League Two a few years ago, a few thousand there. But it's just great to see the city buzz in.
Yeah, I mean, I played against Coventry many times in my own career, and it's always been a really silent, and not silent crowd, but a silent sort of background to Coventry, where actually they've got a huge fan base.
Yeah, I mean, even League Two playoff final, I went down to it. We took 40,000 down, and Exeter had about 8,000. So the support has always been there.
Yeah, it has, and I mean, what's your most memorable moment of the season so far? Apart from the day that you actually got promoted, there must have been some great highlights for you, Paul.
Oh, there's been some amazing ones, and I couldn't go to it, unfortunately, but the Middlesbrough at home is probably where I really thought this is going to happen. That was a couple of months ago now, but the way we played, the way we turned them over, Hadji got a hat-trick, it was that me and my mates there, we knew it was going to happen.
And talk to us about Wrexham today. I mean, you want to go out on a high. I mean, you're up now in the Premier League. You want to keep going strong. But Wrexham, sitting sixth there, occupying a playoff spot for now. How do you see this one going?
Well, I've been worried about this match for a while because, I had it earmarked of, are we going to need it for promotion? Because they're always there for the playoffs. I went to the away game and they turned us over there, and they were the better side. So they can quite easily turn us over. But I think the players are going to be up for it today. And it's our last home game. We've been amazing at home. So yeah, we're going to win.
Okay.
I mean, look, to be honest, Frank's created a great side, as in they get lots of goals, very aggressive in the way they want to play and beat teams. And, and from a man that hadn't had a job for a while and just showed, you should never write off managers when it doesn't go as well, because Frank's never fouled. The one thing, it might have had difficult times at times, like certainly the second period at Chelsea, but he's never had a failing job. He's actually done pretty decent everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was probably a cautious optimism from a lot of us in Coventry. I think because we'd been with, we had Robbins for so long, and everyone was just disappointed at the end of an era, and he'd done so much for us. Everyone was very grateful for what he's done, but Frank's just done an amazing job.
Yeah. As of you've got a Michelin star under your belt. Talk to us about your work, where you are now, what it is you're working on for yourself as a chef.
Well, I've been a chef for 26 years, straight out of school. Had my own Michelin star restaurant in Stratford-upon-Avon, just down the road. That's where I live now. I closed it last year when the lease was up, and now I do content creation. I've launched a YouTube channel with Ben Foster, a good friend of mine.
Yeah. Into the show here at talkSPORT, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he's big in that world. He loves food. He used to always come to my restaurant, so we teamed up to create something really cool.
I enjoy watching some of the critics that go into restaurants, and and whether you do a sort of similar thing where you look, value for money and how good are these restaurants and the food they're serving up, and I find it's become I find it really intriguing, because restaurants are a big part of our lives.
Yeah, they're a big part of our life, our culture, and we have a different type. We go behind the scenes. So me, with my experience, I spend the day in some of the best kitchens in the country, and we're going international soon as well. On there all day. So we do like feature-length sort of episodes of me sort of showing how these incredible kitchens work.
And how hard is it? Like just managing and being in the restaurant business, it must be so hard. And to get a start as well.
It's really tough at the moment, and it's a message that's pushed out there all the time. But I think everyone really needs to support the small independents, support the pubs, because it's tougher than it ever has been. The margins are tight. If anyone's breaking even at the moment, they're doing well.
Yeah. I want to add, Paul, because this is a tricky thing. I love going to restaurants, and one of my biggest issues is when they're understaffed, which is happening way too often, where they just can't seem to get the people that help out do all the great service they need to do. And then you get cold food. I had it yesterday. I had cold food for breakfast. And it was like,
has anyone got that violin?
Salad, was it?
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, and it was clearly they were understaffed. It wasn't because the food's quality. It was more being understaffed.
There's two issues there. One, getting the staff. There's always been an issue in this country that you don't get in Europe, that people don't see front of house as a career, where it can be a fantastic career that takes you all over the world. It's looked down upon, unfortunately. And there's also the issue that staff's your biggest cost, and places are having to cut those costs and run it as tight as possible.
Listen, have you cooked for Frank Lampard yet? Would you like to?
I haven't, but no, I definitely.
Let's put that out there.
What was was it the blue sausages yesterday?
Yeah, the sky blue sausages. This Coventry butcher had made these. Did you see that? What's in it? Why are they blue?
Is it edible?
I don't know. I don't use food for
yeah,
sky blue sausages.
Fine art, to be fair. Would you rather get a Michelin star, another one, be a 2-star Michelin chef, or Coventry stay in the Premier League next season?
Well, I think I've had my day, and I don't run restaurants anymore, so I'm all in for Coventry, I think.
Cov and a Prem. Well, listen, Paul, good luck to you. Where can we see your work, by the way? Where can people find you?
YouTube, Food Unfiltered is the best place, or my social media, Paul Foster Chef.
Nice.
Right.
We will look.
Good luck, Paul.
Yeah, good luck as well to date the game.
Thank you very much. Great to chat.
Good to see you, Paul. Paul Foster.
Yeah, I'm terrible for that. When I bring up my personal experiences of going in and not having... Look, many of us do. And restaurants are great. I love the restaurant atmosphere. Going out, enjoying your food. But we've got to get better on service. We have to. You can't have people paying good money. Do you not think?
I think you're dead right. Do you know, you remind me of my father-in-law right now. He hates when he's in a restaurant and the servers aren't looking to see if you need anything. It really bugs them. He's always trying to get eye contact to get like...
I don't think I'm that bad, but I do really think sometimes it's so obvious when you walk into a place and it's really slow that there is not enough staff. Yeah. And that's not the fault of the staff. That's the fault of the owners.
Oh, yeah.
And I get it. They can't afford to put on more stuff. It's like Paul said, it's a huge cost.
Jobs are down everywhere. But
that's got to be wrong.
Can you cook?
Oh, a little bit. Not bad, but...
Problem solved then, isn't it? Just stay at home?
No, I love going out. I love going out to a restaurant, and it doesn't have to be anywhere. It's very upmarket. Just somewhere I know good food.
Did you go to Heston's? Did we talk?
No, I haven't heard of Heston's. What's Heston's?
Heston Blumenthal's?
No, I haven't been in there.
Fat Duck? I thought you'd been there.
No, I haven't been there.
That's Michelin star.
You called me a fat duck.
You're a fat duck. Anyway, you're listening
Be
to
careful how you say that. Don't get the first letter mixed up.
It's a da, okay? Unless we're off air, then it's a... coming up for you next, we'll look ahead to Leeds' trip to Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. It's the weekend breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Fat duck!
Darren Bent had his sound drive show earlier, suggested a left field option.
I would go for someone in that type of concept that Jill Scott's talking about.
Yeah.
I would go for like Igor Thiago from Brentford.
He's been above and beyond.
He has been unbelievable.
How many goals has he got?
I think
he's second on the Premier League list.
He's got 21.
I think he's second.
Yeah, he's the first Brentford player to go to 21 Premier League goals because Ivan Toney at 20, Visit at 20, and Mbeumo at 20.
Unbelievable.
Do you know what I mean? And Brentford are now on the cusp of Europe. I know they're 9th right now, but if you look at where they are on the table, I mean, they're only, 2 points over 6th.
Igor Thiago, yeah, he's had a great season.
Yes, he has.
He has, and fair play to the lad. He's got himself in the Brazil squad, and he's a good player.
Yep.
Is that what we're talking about, though? Brentford player getting a player of the season?
No, I can't agree with Benty, but he has done unbelievably well, and he's a bit of a throwback. I kind of hope a little bit that what we see with Haaland and Gabriel the other day, where there's that centre half against the centre forward, where you're going toe to toe, backing the players. And he's a little bit of a throwback. Those number 9s that we used to see in the Premier League, they don't exist anymore. They're tippy-tappy football. It's the game is all about scoring goals. If you score goals on a consistent basis, you're going to catch the headlines, right? And he's doing.
Hello there, good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne. Former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here with your headlines. Callum Wilson scored a dramatic stoppage time winner. West Ham boosted their survival hopes with victory against Everton. Ket went from hero to villain for Bayern Munich after levelling their Champions League semi-final first leg against Barcelona, and then she got sent off for a hair pull, which has caused drama in the women's football world because there was a hair pull for Arsenal against Chelsea a couple of weeks ago in the Women's Champions League in front of the ref, and the ref kept Kate McCabe on the pitch. And then yesterday, Ket sent off for her hair pull against Paralluelo Barcelona. Good luck to Arsenal. They're in the Champions League semi-final first leg today at the Emirates against Lyon. All the updates here on talkSPORT. And Eberechi Eze scored the only goal at the Emirates as Arsenal beat Newcastle 1-0. Head coach Mikel Arteta was pleased with the win, but knew his team had work to do for 3 points.
Very happy. Game one, we said we have to do what's in our hands, which is to earn the right to win the game. Win it, and then, if we can add margins to the scoreline, great. It was a tie game. We had our moments. We dominated most of the game, but without finishing enough actions, especially getting set in the final third, enough to have better chances to finish with the second and the third goal. They only had one situation with Wisa at the very end. They almost scored, but when it's 1-0, it's quite nervy.
Sorry, Mikel Arteta there. We should be giving them the credit they deserve. They got the win. They got the win at this crunch stage of the season. And yeah, it wasn't pretty, but they've done it.
So if they come second,
yeah,
where would you see, or the idea that a certain amount of Arsenal fans would consider letting Arteta go? Where would you see that?
Well, this would be the ultimate choke. This is
okay.
This
right.
is next.
So have they lost on goal difference?
Yeah, because it
still the same.
I think so. You can understand why maybe after. I mean, what would this be? 3 in a row?
Well, I think the recent performances, not just yesterday, and we talked about the anxiety and how poor they've been. I mean, look, yesterday there was a moment in the game when Walter Marder got on the ball.
Yeah.
And the substitute Vizza, who's not been good in front of goal for Newcastle this season, even though they spent lots of money on him, when he lifted it over the back line of Arsenal and he has that chance and he blasts it over, that could have easily been 1-1. And I think the response this morning would have been absolutely negative in every way, shape or form. Because Arsenal are not performing, apart from the moment of Eberechi Eze's brilliant individual goal, which was an amazing strike. There wasn't a lot of positive to come out. And you can go along with the road of, 3 points, move on. But they have missed an incredible chance. Vizza's chance on, it probably was about the, nearly 80th minute, sort of that time. That could easily have been 1-1. So that's why I'm asking about Arteta and this Arsenal team, is because they could actually lose the Premier League on goal difference.
Yeah.
It could go to that.
And look at
it's not an impossible thing, that's for sure.
So what you're saying then is they've caught up at least if they've
if they finish level with City but lose on goal difference.
Yeah.
Does that still justify?
Well, it's an improvement on
the
last
idea
season.
of. Yeah.
It's an improvement on how they lost it last season. So I could understand what you're saying there. By the way, I think Mikel Arteta, and we're quick to chuck it, it can be a bit of a giggle the way we joke about the quadruple, or you point fun at maybe the press conferences and bring your dinner and all that. He's a man who's really turned it round at Arsenal.
He's changed the club, for without a doubt.
But they've just fallen short of winning. So either you believe and you stick with the progress and hope that next year he gets the job done. Well, if he doesn't this season, but the fact that they're very much still in it.
Yeah, I mean, Mikel Arteta could argue these should have Pope been sent off. Now, I didn't think he should have been, because I don't think it was an actual goal-scoring opportunity. But it's a fine line. It's a coin flip. A lot of people would disagree with that. But Pope could have gone, and they could have made it 2-0. So all these scenarios, hypotheticals, could have happened. But Mikel Arteta has definitely changed this club around, big style, from where they were. That's the big, question mark of why so many fans could accept him going.
But it is a case now of, yes, we saw progress 3 years ago and then 2 years ago. Now it's a case of, okay, we need silverware. He needs that, I think, in order to show that it's all worthwhile standing by him, because, I mean, he's completely changed the culture and the model at the club. But I think he has to kind of get over the line now. And if he doesn't, you can understand why people would go, okay, maybe it is time to rethink this.
Well, I would also add then, I don't think City will be as giving as they were this season next year. I think you're seeing the development of City going into next season. There's clearly going to be the title favourites.
Well, they're just their squad.
This has been an opportunity season for Arsenal, because Liverpool have not been at the races at all. Obviously, that was totally unexpected. And you've also seen City, for large portions of the season, has been nowhere near the quality that we've seen in previous seasons when they've been Premier League winners so often. So it's a great opportunity. That's why a lot of fans will see this as a failing.
I think exactly what you touched on there on the seasons then that City have won the title. They've been magic to watch. They play such good football. Yesterday, Arsenal's underwhelming to watch. It's not entertaining, and they almost look like they're playing with nerves as well. So
yeah, they are.
City don't ever give me nerves. They're just a bit like, we're hunting you, we're going to get you. They're showing that this season, on a season where there were so many doubts around them. I mean, the fact that, I mentioned it earlier, Pep and City are on for a domestic treble when Arsenal were in for a quadruple. Why did we ever underestimate this man's mind, Pep's mind? I think he has the mentality monster over Arsenal and Mikel Arteta all day long. And I think if they lose the title, that'll be why.
Yeah.
I think it's in their heads and it's a nervous time.
I think it's a really intriguing sort of scenario
Really
that's
is.
developing at the Arsenal, of the nerves. Like I said, it just feels that there's so much concern as they're playing the game, from the fan base to the club to the coaching staff, the players on the pitch.
And it's because they've seen it before. It's because they've actually been in this position now, what feels like so many times before, But I mean, yes, flowers to Mikel Arteta, the job that he's done, but it feels like now is a case to get it over the line. And if he does, fair play to him. You can't argue with that. Let's hear from Eddie Howe, on the other hand, the Newcastle boss, under a bit of pressure, the latest defeat. Despite an improved performance, they did play well yesterday. After the game, Eddie Howe spoke to reporter Ollie Klink and praised the players' commitment.
Yeah, I've never doubted that personally. I understand why people would on the outside when you look at some of the performances, of course. I'm not immune to that myself. You get frustrated and disappointed when you don't deliver what you want. But I think the players are a very, very good group, and they do care about what they're doing, and they know that collectively we've not been as good as we need to be in recent weeks. So today will be a step forward in terms of performance for sure, and hopefully that will give everyone confidence needed for the next few weeks.
No nonsense there. They haven't been good enough.
You can't disagree with what Eddie said there. I thought they were good yesterday, and they made it really difficult for Arsenal. Like I said, they had chances. Especially the Vizza chance. He'll be disappointed. He bought him to do what he did at Brentford, and Vizza hasn't done what he did at Brentford.
Yeah. Does he need
been clinical.
Does he need to be backed again this summer, Eddie Howe?
I would always, yes, absolutely. I think his job that he's done at that football club has been amazing. And yes, they've gone through a difficult season. And he would admit himself it's been a very complicated season for him in many different ways. He could probably give you a list of 10 things that he could tell you are so different from previous years. I guarantee he could.
I mean, they've won a trophy. They've got into Champions League football. Yeah. Do you think Newcastle's ambitions are unrealistic?
No, I admire that they want to be an ambitious football club, that want to give the northeast of England something to cheer about. Sort of Sunderland have taken that mantle this year, and Middlesbrough doing well in the Championship. It's been a tough one for Newcastle. So I just think Eddie is the right man. I don't see any reason to look beyond Eddie Howe. If he had a terrible season next year or nowhere near the standard that he expected, then you probably could go, well, maybe it's run its course.
Yeah. And also the subject of supporting English managers, as well. He's won them a trophy. He's got credit in the bank. Could you still see him as maybe a future England manager?
Yeah. I think he's got all the attributes to be one. You know what I'm like on management. I've never done it. And I don't like hammering managers. And I don't like the idea that managers can be sacked willy-nilly all during the season. I just don't like it. I think it's wrong. People upstairs have to sometimes, pay the price for their decisions and who they pick. You can't keep changing manager every 5 minutes. It's just, I'm not a believer in it.
Yeah, no, sticking by Eddie Howe. I think we both agree on that. Newcastle host Brighton, by the way, next Saturday at 3 o'clock, and that'll be another tough game because you look at what Brighton are doing. 6th today in the Premier League, Newcastle on 14th. We'll see how that one goes next Saturday, 3 o'clock. All the updates here on talkSPORT. As ever, you're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast. Coming up for you next, we'll look ahead to today's FA Cup semi-final and also build up to the London Marathon. Good morning, it's talkSPORT.
You found the mask?
Yeah, I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's half hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on?
What do you mean?
What is this?
What's what?
Is this talkSPORT merch?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh my God, he's got a shirt. You've now got a shirt on. You're kidding me. What is this shirt? What is this?
I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just knocked this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy has got a T-shirt with the Ange mask. I've seen signs, encouraging signs. Is this talkSPORT merch? Where are you getting this stuff from? Who is making this stuff for you? It's bang out of order. I'm going to HR. This is not on. Honestly, they're gonna go off the shelves. Then, by the way,
and Spurs.
They are going to go off the shelves. Who made that?
I did.
You're out of order.
Well, I had 10 minutes spare. I thought, what can I do? No, I think. What do you think of the fit?
It's all right. It's muscle fit. It's good muscle fit, that, mate. He's looking all right.
Do you want one?
No.
What's your club or country's sliding doors moment? Its meaning originating from the 1998 rom-com of the same name, a sliding doors moment in football terms is simply a question of what might have been. An incident in a game where, had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third-place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeats in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
Good morning to you. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Stop the press. Spurs have won a game. They beat Wolves 1-0 yesterday in the Premier League.
I've actually got goosebumps. This is why we love football. This is why we love this stage of the season, all the ups and the downs. You see the Spurs fans looking dejected for most part of this game, and then all of a sudden they're enjoying themselves now.
Scenes in the FA Cup. Manchester City are through to another FA Cup final after an 89th minute winner by Nico Gonzalez.
It's Gonzalez again! Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals! Manchester won it for Manchester City.
And one of the most bonkers games down ever in the National League saw York City promoted back to the EFL against Rochdale.
We thought that Rochdale were heading into the Football League, but York City have got a last gasp equaliser.
York time, as everyone's been calling it all season.
Somebody get your man there a fisherman's friend. His throat's completely gone. Yeah, Chris Howe. Get him some honey. His voice is gone. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning.
Final hour.
Final hour.
By the way, you're a twin, oh, right? Okay, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm better looking, but
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Do you ever sit still?
Me, I know I'm a bit nervous today.
You're bouncing around. You always bounce around, but you're bouncing around the studio. You're going to shoot a video or put it out there, and you never sit still, do you?
No,
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I think so. Even now, if I get a day off and I'm on the couch, I'm
Is
like,
your sister
get up
like
and do
it?
that.
Your twin sister?
Apparently, she's very twitchy. She is very twitchy. Yeah. I mean, I think today's just real nerves, Cass. I feel really nervous now. And then
I get that.
When you have to eat,
but you are like it generally
nervous
as well.
Yeah, you've pointed that out to me before.
You don't sit down very long.
No, maybe there's...
Literally every time we go to the break, you're out the door. Either you get angry at me and don't like sitting there.
I don't know how you don't go for a wee.
Well, I will go.
See, twins' bladder, because I had twins, stretched within its limits, so I can't hold it much longer. Don't go now.
That was in the film Dirty Rotten Scoundrels when the one of the lads, I'm trying to remember who it was. It's Steve Martin. Steve Martin pretends he's going to the toilet while he's at the table. Brilliant facials, brilliant.
See, with the marathon as well, I mean, a lot of people don't stop. They don't need to go at all. Whereas, like, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but in my training, I've been doing bush wees here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
Mostly on the Harpenden Road.
I know the Harpenden Road well.
Bringing the
It's a
vibe
long
down
one.
there, yeah. But you need, I mean, if you need to go, you need to go.
Yeah.
And if there's no Portaloos, well, but I have got the Imodiums, don't worry. Right, let's move on, because yesterday there was drama at Wembley. Manchester City booking their place in the FA Cup final. We'll find out who joined them later this afternoon, because Chelsea face Leeds live on talkSPORT at 3 o'clock, and it's thrown us back to the dramatic final of 1970.
And it's Leeds will kick off. And kick off it did. The 1970 FA Cup final replay at Old Trafford. Some call it the dirtiest game in history. The rivalry between Chelsea and Leeds that had developed for years bore its gritty teeth.
Giles, with his legs whipped away from him by Hutchinson. Now it's a free kick to Leeds. Foul by Webb on Clark. The net is hurt. Nick Jones saying, I went for the ball, but the referee is telling him to be a wee bit careful.
Scottish football journalist Hugh McIlvenney wrote, at times it appeared that Mr Jennings, the referee, would give a free kick only on production of a death certificate. Modern day referee David Ellery says by today's standards he'd have given out 20 yellow cards and 6 reds.
In here, Chelsea coming from behind the win. Chelsea have won it. Chelsea have won it.
2-1 Chelsea, their first FA Cup win. It's still the 6th most watched TV broadcast in UK history, and it epitomises one of English football's fiercest rivalries.
Wouldn't mind seeing a bit of that today, Cass. That'd be nice.
It's the papers were full of it yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, nothing.
Does they need to react?
The day of the game, there isn't any piece about the 1970 final. It's all pre-booked, all done.
The dirtiest game in football.
Yeah, it certainly was one of the ones. I mean, I've only seen. I didn't see it live when it happened, but I obviously have seen it over the years, replayed a number of times.
Yeah. Today for Chelsea, the post-Liam Rosenior era begins after a run of 7 defeats from 8 games, no goals. Rosenior was sacked just 3 months into a 6-year contract. So it's the interim head coach, Callum McFarlane. He comes back in today, and ahead of the game, he said he was disappointed things turned out how they did.
I spoke to him on the phone on Wednesday, it must have been, I think it was.
How was he?
Yeah, he was good. It was a good conversation. I've got a lot of respect for Liam. I didn't know him before he came to the club, and he welcomed me in brilliantly and made me a part of his staff. So I have a really good relationship with Liam, and I'm gutted that it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, a lot of respect from Callum McFarlane yesterday towards Liam Rosenior. Just looking at this one today, Cass, Leeds 15th in the Premier League. You said earlier on that Daniel Farke would be up there as one of your top 5 managerial appointments this season.
Well, it wasn't an appointment. He'd been there, but keeping him.
Yeah, he's done a great job to be in a semi-final now.
Absolutely.
They've got momentum on their side, whereas Chelsea, it's kind of starting from scratch again.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I think a lot of Leeds fans would have looked forward to going into the job. Got the game this weekend with no change at Chelsea, but you never know what happens with different eyes on a game and different decisions to make than Liam would have had, and that what would be the outcome. So it's an intriguing semi-final today, really is. I mean, yesterday we had the the Championship versus the Premier League winners of many a time over the last few years, and it felt like the David and Goliath sort of scenario. This year, this particular game is way different. It feels like two Premier League teams who have stacked in history in the game. One's falling off a bit of a cliff at the moment in Chelsea, playing Leeds, who have been doing really well of late.
Well, let's focus on this now from a Chelsea perspective. Chelsea reporter for The Athletic, Liam Toomey, is with us this morning. A very good morning, Liam. How are you?
Hi, Liam.
Good morning. I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. Liam, first of all, just take us back to midweek and Liam Rosenior getting the sack. What did you make of that? And I mean, it was quite obvious after the Brighton result that there would be some decision to be made over the next few days. It was just pretty sudden the next day.
Yeah, I was at the Brighton game and it felt in the moment like a tipping point. And it was just about whether Chelsea felt there was enough to play for in the rest of this season to make a change. I don't think whether they were going to make a change was ever in doubt, whether it was going to be in the summer or right now. As it was, they decided to act quickly. They obviously knew that Callum McFarlane had stepped in once before. And I think that tells you, given McFarlane's relative lack of experience at this level of coaching, it tells you that they'd reached a point where they clearly felt that anyone other than Liam Rosenior would give them a better chance of winning this FA Cup semi-final, which is a pretty damning indictment of where things had reached and how quickly they'd reached that point.
Yeah, well, I'd make you exactly right there, Liam, because it was a case of how can we beat Leeds at the weekend? Could we keep this man in charge and have any chance? And in their minds, I think they'd gone, no, we have to make a change if we think we're going to get a result this weekend.
Well, they couldn't even score a goal, let alone win a game. And the Brighton performance, I think the performance, even more than the result, was what led to that change. It just looked like a group of players that did not believe in what they were being asked to do.
From the very first minute, Liam, as well, wasn't it? Literally, yeah. I know they went 1-0 down after 2.5 minutes, but the early stages of the game, the first 15 minutes was like, oh, wow, what is this team? Mm-hmm. What are they doing?
Yeah, and I was talking to the other regular Chelsea journalists in the press box, and we were saying, have we ever heard we want our Chelsea back earlier in a game? It was within the first 5 or 6 minutes. Obviously, they were already 1-0 down by that point, but it was a direct response to just how bad the performance was. And it wasn't really until half-time when Rosenior brought on Garnacho that they started to get something of a foothold, but Brighton was so superior for the whole game that it just felt untenable.
Yeah. Talk to us about today then, because Leeds, we've discussed them many a time, have been so good this season. They're in a semi-final. Do you think McFarlane and the team can turn it around today against Leeds?
Well, I think if there's one set of circumstances that a group of disaffected or unconfident players could lift themselves for, it's an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We have seen this kind of thing before. So I do think they will be more up for it. I think we'll see a better Chelsea. I don't know how much the Leeds rivalry means to this group of players.
They might not get
because it is one that goes back a long way. But honestly, I think the fact that it's an FA Cup semi-final, the fact that it's at Wembley, the fact that all of these players want to win things, that's part of why some of them were openly questioning the departure of Maresca and some of the decisions the club have made. I think they'll be highly motivated for this. The problem is that Leeds will be too, and Chelsea haven't beaten Leeds so far this season. They've played Chelsea very well across 2 meetings.
Yeah, I was going to add, it does mean a lot to the supporters though, doesn't it, Liam? The players might not be so conscious of what's happened in the past, but the supporters definitely do.
But they should, and it should mean a lot to the owners as well, Liam, today to get across the line, get to a final.
Yeah, I think the ownership and the sporting leadership just want a bit of respite from a good result, I think.
Bit of positivity.
Just something to slightly lift the mood. Yeah. I think most of the fans have given up on the idea of this Premier League season yielding anything. But it's not just, beating Leeds means something. The FA Cup means something to Chelsea. They've been really successful in it this century, but they haven't won it for 8 years. Yeah. So I think, getting to a final again would just give some much needed excitement to a very disillusioned fan base.
All right, Chelsea reporter from The Athletic, Liam Toomey, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the game today.
Cheers, Liam.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. It's live on talkSPORT.
That's a proper Irish name.
Toomey.
Liam Toomey.
I said to Sam, just because it's spelt TWO.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
So I said, "Is that Twomey?" And he went, "No, 2 like the number." You idiot! And I went, "All right, got it now." Stick with us. We're going to speak to Rochdale fan John Hill. God bless him, and get the latest odds from Coral for you very, very soon. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Cole Palmer, he hasn't turned up all season. I said this yesterday. If you were naming the England squad today, Eze, Gibbs-White and Morgan Rogers miles ahead of Cole Palmer. 22 appearances this season in the Premier League, only 9 goals, 1 assist, and his last goal was the 4th of March against Aston Villa. He's not turned up. And when there's a game where a manager needs one of his top players against Brighton, he's in the stands. What did the physio who picked the team under Maresca say? You know, you've got a 10% chance of getting injured, Cole. Take it easy against Brighton. Go and sit in the stand. Like, we come for the players like Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho maybe, but let's look closer to home as well. For me, Cole Palmer this season been a disappointment.
Not just this season, actually. If you look at his form in the second half of last season, this is a decline that's been going on for a long time.
He won the Club World Cup final single-handedly.
He turned up for that.
He turned the Conference League final on its head after half.
What about in the Premier League, the second half of last season?
Well, he played more games than anybody else, and he was certainly Chelsea's best player over the course of the season.
This season, though, he's not been good enough. When you look at
he's been struggling with a groin injury, and if you speak to Thomas Tuchel, he'll tell you that he couldn't run properly for the first half of the season.
But you look at your Maverick players like Cole Palmer. He's earning a lot of money, long-term contract, paid a good fee for him. He's not done enough, and I've been watching him as well in games. And he's throwing his hands up at Joe Pedro for not passing to him, and he thinks he's the main man. If you are the main man, Cole Palmer, show it, and you haven't. Cole Palmer and Phil Foden.
You can't sit here and hammer the Chelsea players and absolve Cole Palmer of responsibility. He's been as bad as the rest.
Exactly.
I didn't hammer anyone. I just
your body language looked like that, Sam.
Did it?
You want to defend Cole Palmer?
It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. It's London Marathon Sunday. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Oh, if that plays and I'm crossing the finish line, they're doing slow-mo runs out there. Very good, guys, very good. Speaking of the London Marathon, it gets underway in an hour's time, and very pleased to see, just jumping on the phone with us now very quickly on Weekend Breakfast, legendary sports people getting ready to do the marathon today. Ellie Kildunn of the Red Roses and Sir Mo Farah. Guys, so good to hear from you this morning. How are you feeling?
Morning, guys.
Yeah, good. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello,
Hi,
good morning.
Ellie. Hi, Mo. Good to hear from you. Ellie, is this your first marathon?
It is, yeah, it is. I'm obviously not running it. I keep getting asked if I'm running it, but it is the first time down to marathon, and it's insane.
Well, we know
you start it. Yeah, you get it all underway. Go on.
Yeah, Mo, you've done. I imagine you've done a few, haven't you, along the way?
Yeah, I've done a few marathons, but obviously London's the biggest one. You know, so many people get together, and for us today, we're honoured to start the race and something different. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people today going out to raising as much money as they can for charity, loved ones. And the weather's great as well, so we're looking at it. The sun's out, so we're in it for a good day.
Yeah, Mo, you say you're starting it. You are going to complete it, though, aren't you?
No, come on. I'm retired. I'm expired now.
More, man.
You know?
Come on.
More time is gone. But it's about being able to, encourage people, tell people, I've had an amazing journey.
Yeah.
But there's so many people, running and running since, COVID. We realised you don't need much. You just need a pair of shoes and get out and get active and get moving.
Oh, I love your attitude, Mo, as I'm sat here trying to take 10 gels at a time and fuel myself before it all gets underway. Ellie, congratulations yesterday. Great result once again. Mo, take care of yourself. We need to let you go and get underway. But Mo, before you go...
No worries. So just want to say good luck to everyone who's running. Honestly, just enjoy it. Don't miss.
Mo, are you Team Adam or Team Bullard?
I'm both, I'm that guy. I'm that kind of guy.
I love you. Take care of yourself, Mo Farah and Ellie Kildunn at the start line for the London Marathon today.
Yeah, you got that little one in, didn't you?
Well, got to ask. You do. Right, now time to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Okay, somebody who's not Team Everyone this morning. Everyone, let's give a big hug. Commiserations to Rochdale fan John Hill. John, mate, honestly, I feel for you. If I could touch you right now, I'd give you the biggest hug. How you doing?
Oh, thank you, Shebahn. No, I've lifted myself off the floor. It's just an incredible game, incredible finish, really. I've hardly got any voice left to speak this morning, but congratulations to York. Not to be for us, the football gods weren't on our side. But the good news is we do have another shot at the playoffs now. We're in the playoffs. Yes. So is there any justice in the world? I'd like to think we'll do it at Wembley, and no finer place is there to get promoted at Wembley. So fingers crossed, guys.
It was one of the most emotional games I think anyone could have witnessed because
just unbelievable.
From Rochdale taking the lead to York getting the late goal in the 13th minute of injury time. Extraordinary and great. It's great for the National League as well to have so much highlighted about that particular game.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Great coverage, on talkSPORT here. So I listened to talkSPORT yesterday. Great coverage on here. It puts non-league football on the map. And how many countries around the world where you get the fifth tier of football sold out like it was yesterday? The atmosphere and the quality of football as well. Because I thought it was a thrilling game. Both sides played brilliantly, and only one side could go up automatically, unfortunately, and it was meant to be for York and not Rochdale.
The answer, John, is none. Nowhere in the world does that happen.
No,
at that
quite
level.
right.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
John, let's get going today. We've got an FA Cup semi-final. Chelsea taking on Leeds at Wembley.
Yeah, it should be a cracker this, hopefully. What a game it was yesterday, by the way. Southampton gave City a real good run for the money, didn't they? And obviously, City left it late to get the job done. But in terms of today, even money Chelsea to prevail in 90 minutes. Leeds, the underdogs, as you would expect, at 13-5. The draw in this one, 13-5 as well. And in terms of lifting this beautiful FA Cup, City 2-7 favourites after booking their spot in the final. Chelsea are second best at 3-1 and Leeds 9-1 outsiders of the three. Will there be an upset today? I think Leeds will give them a good run for the money, as I say. It should be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think they'll give them a run for the money today. I don't think it'll be a massive upset.
No.
So if it's done.
No, not
Based
at all.
on form, anyway. Talk to us about then the Premier League. Arsenal top again after their win against Newcastle yesterday. Premier League outright and relegation. Where are we at after yesterday?
Well, they're pretty outright betting, Shebahn. It's so close now. It's City at 8-11 favourites, but Arsenal now even money, been cut from 5-4. Obviously got the job done against Newcastle. Only one goal, and that obviously could be significant in this goal difference because, you know, it could well come down to the goal difference at the end of the season. So that is all to play for at the top end of the table and then the bottom end of the table. There was drama, late goals yesterday, weren't they? West Ham scoring the 92nd minute to give them 3 points. Spurs got the job done against Wolves. So this is really close in the relegation market. 8-11 now, Tottenham from even money. Odds on now, Spurs to go down. West Ham 5-4. That's going to go right down to the season, you feel, isn't it? And it's going to be very close. And, one of these two big sides, it looks like it's going to go down because it looks like Forest and Leeds possibly done enough to survive.
John, live on talkSPORT 2, 12 o'clock. You got Coventry taking on Wrexham. Wrexham are probably shorter than they would have been any other time because everybody knows that Coventry players have to have celebrated. Would that come at some sort of price?
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, they're 9-4 to get the job done, Wrexham. But given, how good Coventry, particularly at home, they've been this season, you thought they would be bigger. But you'd have to feel they've been celebrating Coventry. Promoted to the Premier League, champions as well. Congratulations to them. They're 23-20. We'll see, what kind of side Lampard puts out today. But Wrexham vying for one of those playoff spots, all to play for them. So they're 9-4 to prevail today. But the big event today is, of course, Shebahn taking part in the marriage. So big congratulations, Shebahn. I hope you absolutely smash it. I'm sure you're going to. So best of luck to you.
Thanks, John. The nerves are really settling in now. I'm having waves of bleh at the moment.
I bet your stomach is going. Yeah, I bet it's going all right.
It really is. It's already gone. I'm not going to lie. That's disgusting.
Oh, you're going to smash it. Good luck to you.
John, thank you so much. We'll speak to you again next week, okay?
Cheers, John.
Guys.
That was John Hill with a latest look. God help me. A look at the odds with Coral. 18+ BigGambleAware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ GambleAware.org.
Coming up for you next. Stop laughing at me. I need your support now. You read it.
I don't know. I can't see it. I don't even know where it is. What are you looking at?
Coming up on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, we'll speak to a man who's run several marathons and also happens to be a Southampton fan. It's talkSPORT Morning.
I've been saying this all season. They don't want to get rid of Arne Slot. Other media outlets are now reporting that he's going to stay come what may, particularly as they look like they're going to get
what you've been saying
all
along.
Yeah, but what I was going to say, when you've got this much upheaval, do you really want to add a change of manager into the mix as well? Particularly when you've got a manager who did win the Premier League last year. Well, he's not useless, is he, Arne Slot?
I think he deserves another go at it. But when he comes out and says we need to sell players, I don't think that's right, is it?
That's always been the Liverpool way. These are not owners who...
FSG don't spend loads of money. They don't just lavish loads of cash.
Who in that squad, though, is going to bring in a lot of money? Who's going to bring in a lot of money in that
Jones
squad
will bring you 20 million quid.
Okay, who else?
Alexis McAllister, potentially. Not had a great season. Bit of interest from Real Madrid, I'm hearing.
Alisson, did they cash in on Alisson?
Well, he spoke about him today, actually, and he said that he doesn't respond to rumours.
I think he'll stay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Mamardashvili's not proved himself to be ready yet.
No, not quite yet. Let's just say that. 03717223344. By the way, Arne Slot staying. He had said it.
He said all along.
Yep, months.
Yep.
Well done. See, that's proper.
On the podcast. What's the podcast?
Podcast. Premier League All Access. If you just have a look towards your left-hand side, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, look at that for a plug.
You can see the QR code. Just give it a little scan and you'll be able to listen to that when we finish here today.
Is that the first plug we've ever had for our own podcast?
That's on there every week.
Is it?
Every
I
week.
don't look at myself on the camera. I look at you guys. I'm engaging. Yeah.
You don't. You look at your phone or your laptop most of the time. That's your.
You know your stuff, Crookie.
You do. Yeah, okay. You look at top journalist.
A baby.
That is a fair point you make.
You're looking for it. I know you're excited because again you run out the studio in the break, you're off, and then you're back, and then you'll be off again.
Maybe it is just you. Your break dad chat. Your dad gags have just gone, not today. I can't do it today. No, it's not that. I'm just nervous wee. Another one.
So you're off to, is it Maze Hill you're off to?
Yeah. Yeah, straight after we'll head over there. And then...
And how far is that from where you need to starting point?
10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Not sure how I'll find the starting point.
I'm sure there'll be people with directions quite clearly.
Exactly. And then I can go from 10 to 11 is our wave.
Right.
And wave 13.
Yeah. Well, that was yesterday. That's what we did. We had a wave.
Mm-hmm.
I think we was wave 12 waiting. But it looks chaotic, but it's actually really well organised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I suppose. When was it? 81 was the first London Marathon.
Was it really? Wow. Didn't realise it was that far back. I knew it was in the 80s, but I didn't think it was that far.
Steve Cram was in the other day, and he said that it's 1.1 million people applied for it this year.
Wow. It's mad.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how much people want to give to, great, like donations to societies that just, all different things that are important to people.
Yeah.
From, Alzheimer's. I know a lad called Eric who's 77. He Research UK, Alzheimer's Research.uk.
Is Eric doing it today?
Yeah, he's doing it today. 77. Yeah.
Tell him he's hang back, and if he overtakes me, there's going to be trouble.
But there's so many people who are doing it all to raise money for great causes.
Exactly.
And it's just a great tradition.
I'm doing it for the National Autistic Society. If you're watching the Smart TV, I've got the T-shirt on today. So thank you to everybody for your donation. You sponsored me as well this morning, Cass. So thank you. Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. After us, Sean Custis and Henry Winter bring you the Sunday edition, going through all the papers and the supplements with great interviews as well. That's 9 o'clock this morning. Then it's Max and Barry Glendenning bringing you the warm-up. That's from 11 o'clock today. Barry's also been in touch because he did a wee run last week, didn't he? When I say a wee run, I think he did a good run. But Barry's tracking us today as well, so that's great. Chelsea versus Leeds, the second FA Cup semi-final coming up at 3 o'clock today. But the coverage begins at 1 here on talkSPORT, and then Madge and Pards back on the final word phone in from 6 and Trans-Euro Express at 9 o'clock. So it is London Marathon Day. We've been chatting about it all week, and I've been chatting about it for months, and you're probably ready for me to just shut up and stop going on about it. But it truly is a great day. We had Michael Waydock, our athletics correspondent, with us earlier on, and he said London's already pumping out there, like the streets are full and everybody's up.
Well, that's the great thing. Well, I've been coming off air loads of times during marathon. Obviously, the weekend we finish at 9 o'clock. You go out and you go into London Bridge, and you see everybody, everyone, everywhere.
Do we run past the building?
No, you don't.
Oh,
You're
okay.
Tower Bridge. You'll go over Tower Bridge, won't you?
Yeah, okay.
So it's the next bridge along. We're on London Bridge. I don't know if you noticed.
That would be ideal if I could just hang back here and then run out.
No, but well, you see people going to destinations because a lot of people are travelling to get to different points, to tubes, and you know where they're going to watch as well. Because it's not just the participants, it's the people who are there to enjoy the day watching.
Well, somebody who's been and done it all before, been there, done that, former Olympic athlete and Southampton fan, Ewan Thomas is with us now. Very good morning to you, Ewan. How's things?
Hi, Ewan.
Yeah, good, thank you. I was actually at the London Marathon Expo yesterday, and I'm quite envious I'm not running the game. In many ways, I'm happy because it hurts, but it's such a special occasion. I mean, I don't think anywhere in the world does a marathon like London. It really is something unique. It truly is brilliant.
Ewan, Shebahn was saying there that 1.1 million applied.
Yeah, well, they're talking, aren't they, about next year making it over 2 days because so many applicants do want to run. And I've done a number of races around the world, and honestly, I can say the people of London, the people of Britain who come out, they make it so special because it really does hurt. You know, when you get into like mile 16 or 17 and you start to hit the wall and everyone's cheering your name, it really gets you to that finish line. So I can understand why so many people apply because, as I said, it's a race like none other.
How many have you done, Ewan?
I've done 8. I did 8 London. I did 7 in a row.
Oh, my word.
And then, without getting too graphic, I had a bodily malfunction on one marathon at about mile 15, and I thought, I'm not doing it next year. And I had a year off. But I got the bug so much. A couple of years ago, I did an ultra marathon. I actually did a 100-mile run.
What?
Which really did break me. I couldn't run for 2 years after that. Yeah, I did it's called the South Downs Way Centurion. So you run from Winchester all the way to Eastbourne. And it took me 29 hours and 35 minutes. And my feet were in such a state.
That's crazy stuff.
Sounds awful.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything worse, to be honest. Ewan, what a man.
All I want to do is give money to people that do it. I'm not wanting to do it, Ewan.
You're doing your bit then, aren't you? If you're donating to people. I think that's one of the magical things about London is every single person who runs that has got their personal story. Some people like to talk about it, some people don't, but that's one of the reasons why I think so many people do finish and so many people want to do it. They're running for loved ones, they're raising money for a charity that might have helped their children or whatever it might be. So you hear of all these amazing stories, and you know that's why I think so many people who probably aren't fit enough to finish the London Marathon, they'll always finish because they've got that reason.
You mentioned amazing stories, and obviously Southampton losing in a semi-final yesterday, but in general, Southampton's season, from where it was at the start, Ewan, until where it's got to now, you know, it's been an amazing journey.
Yeah, what a turnaround. I think it was 18 unbeaten until yesterday, and I really thought I didn't have tickets to go, and I was working at London Marathon Expo, but I got home, I watched it on TV with my boy, and he was so excited, and I'm actually taking him to the game on Tuesday night. It will be his first game he's actually been to live. He plays football, so he loves it. And I said to him, listen, Southampton are the underdogs here. And my boy played football at the weekend and lost. And I said, sometimes you play teams which on paper are much better than you, and it will make you become a better player. You have to face good opposition to improve yourself. And he kind of understands it. I said, this is an example, and something special could happen today. And when we scored, I was like, oh, just 12 minutes to go. Can we hang on? But listen, Man City are something special, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, they are. Listen, on the subject then of Southampton, the race for promotion is on. Do you think they can do it? Do you think they can now make those automatic spots?
I think that's going to be pretty tough. It's possible, obviously. I think, fingers crossed, the experience from yesterday, if they're not too deflated, then I think they can take a lot of confidence from the form we're in. And if we don't get the automatic spot, we can go to the playoffs. We've been to Wembley already now, so fingers crossed we know what we're doing there. And I'd love to see Southampton go back up. I really would, because I think the run they've gone on, they deserve it.
Yeah, and honestly, Ewan, so many people have said to me, I've got a connection with Millwall, and loads of Millwall fans said, we don't want Southampton if we make it to the playoffs. Everybody wants to avoid your team. So that's telling you that how Southampton have progressed over the course of the year.
Yeah, well, it's nice to hear that people don't want to play us, because, you know, I think they showed that yesterday. Yeah, Man City were all over us, and they did deserve it overall to win, but we gave them a good fight. And I think defensively we're really strong. And I just think, as I said, if their confidence is high, which it should be after the run of games, then we get to the playoffs full of that confidence we need to get through and that final push to the Premier League.
Just behind you, Ewan, you've got a lot of shoes there. Are they all? There's so many of them. Are they special occasion, or are they just ones you've loved?
You're like Dad and Ben.
Yeah, so some of them are special occasions. Some of them are running spikes I've had back in the day. And other, if I'm honest, a load of them were just under a bed, cluttering up space. So I got these little boxes. I thought they looked quite nice. So yeah, some are special, some aren't.
Yeah, it's good wall art behind you there. Listen, good luck to everyone today. What would you say to anybody taking part in the London Marathon, listening this morning? What's your advice?
My advice is, what I don't do every time I've done it, is just relax at the beginning. Halfway isn't actually physically halfway. I'd say it's around 18 miles is when you start to really feel it. So get to Tower Bridge feeling fresh, thinking, oh, I haven't even started yet, and then just push on for the last half. And remember why you're doing it. Don't give up. There will be a point in the race today where it will hurt you, but it's all in the mind. Just push through, and well done to everybody taking part.
Yeah, brilliant words.
Have you got any mad stuff coming up? Any ultra kind of run? Because you retired on the sports bar with Andy Goldstein from athletics in 2012, but have you retired completely from taking part in ultra marathons and whatnot?
Yeah, never say never. Never say never. I've got some unfinished business with the ultra marathon I did. I had a really horrible time of it, so I know I could have run faster. So yeah, maybe next year.
Okay, all right. Ewan Thomas, thank you for coming on with us this morning. We appreciate you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Andrew.
Good luck to Southampton as well. He won the 4x400 relay.
Yes, it was a good 400 metre runner.
Yeah. Imagine that 100-mile run.
Oh, great one. Yeah. Well, for him, I mean, that's such a different distance, isn't it? A short runner are trained so differently from a guy who does ultra marathons.
Yeah.
I mean, 100-mile run is just bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm sure one day someone's going to say they're going to run around the world. Just run the world.
There's
everyone keeps taking the boundaries even further, don't they? You have these guys, both men and women, who are doing these marathons, like 10 in a row and things like this. I mean, where did we get to this?
We'd heard from a guy, I remember, on the text recently, who knew a 75-year-old. When he turned 75, he ran 75 marathons in 75 days, consecutive days.
That's just...
That's punishment.
Sounds like it's going to kill him.
What are you doing? Good luck, everyone, today. Our London Marathon chat will continue the build-up, because all the updates are coming for you here on talkSPORT. Also up next, we'll assess both FA Cup semi-finals with a man who played for both teams involved, Danny Mills, who's also my coach. My running coach. He didn't agree to this title, but I gave him it anyway. He's with us next on the Weekend Breakfast.
The big news is that Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis, and that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley, and then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosenior, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosenior sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years, and it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking at all the other media outlets. We've got it before everyone, so I really appreciate you telling talkSPORT first. Why the big change of heart? Because it wasn't that long ago the owners came out and almost confirmed the fact that they were going to stick with their manager, and they see him in that position for a long, long time. Why all of a sudden is it the change of heart? Is it the performance? Is it the result last night?
It's a results-driven business, and I also think that there was an issue with the dressing room too. Obviously, Chelsea are really keen to show their respect for Liam Rosenior.
You're like that player in the dressing room that goes absolutely bonkers, uses all his energy up in the dressing room, gets on the pitch and don't raise a leg.
It's nervous energy.
That's what you're like this morning. Save it.
Right. You read it then. You work.
I don't need to.
You're packed up already.
I'm going home and watch on the telly. Watch you struggle on the telly.
Good morning. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and the man who chucks it for a living, Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines: Oxford United have been relegated, sadly, to League One after Charlton Athletic won against Hull City on Saturday and can no longer be caught by the U's. Meanwhile, MK Dons have been promoted from League Two following their 3-0 win over Tranmere. Alexander Isak scored in the Premier League at Anfield for the first time since joining Liverpool as the Reds strengthened their grip on Champions League spot after victory over Crystal Palace. And Chris Evans is a man who knows about running marathons. He's done so many, he doesn't know how many he's done.
Right.
And he's been in touch to give me a tip or two before I set off this morning.
Hey, Shebahn Aherne. You're our favourite at talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, if you haven't heard, is running the London Marathon for the first time. She kept this very quiet, didn't she, for a while? We've only really known about it for the last few days. Shebahn, you are going to smash it. If you're anything running through the streets of London like you are on talkSPORT Radio, you might even win the damn thing. You might even win it. Shebahn Aherne, we love you. See you on the start line. And remember, we train to get to the start line and then we just run 26.2 miles to collect our medal together. Well done.
Oh, Chris, thank you very, very much. He's up and at it. I don't think the man sleeps, to be honest.
No.
And somebody said, well, Chris would say there's no point in being at home. You're not going to sleep anyway, so I thought I'll come and do the show today, and then I'm in London.
No, you surprised everybody. You didn't surprise me because I obviously knew you were coming in, but even so, I thought you just can't sit still, so there's no point in you being at home.
I'm thinking I might need a test or something. I mean, might need looked at by a specialist. Chris Evans is running today for Carfest. Good luck to you, Chris. Good luck to Emma B, also from Virgin Radio, who's been kind of side by side. We've been talking to each other throughout our training, and she's such a good person. If you are watching on the smart TV just now, the QR code is coming up. If you can sponsor me, I'd be very, very grateful. I'm doing it for the National Autistic Society. That's who I'm running the marathon for today. And means a lot to our family. My wee boy has autism. He's absolutely flying. He's doing great. But it's a real struggle for a lot of families and for a lot of people living with autism. So continue to raise money for that charity, which is absolutely brilliant. And thank you to every single one of you who have donated or sent a well wish. It really does mean the world. And Chris Evans is back on Virgin Radio on Monday morning from 6:30. We've been building up to this one all morning, but it's time to look at the Leeds perspective of the FA Cup semi-final today with former Leeds and City defender and my coach, Danny Mills. Good morning, Danny.
Danny.
Good morning. Good morning. Forget about football. It's all about the marathon. Come on.
Danny
takes a back seat. It's there's millions of people on the streets of London. It's just another game of football.
Yeah. Danny, I've got to be honest, I've laughed because, when we were players and we had these people in dressing rooms or players in dressing rooms that were just moving around active, and when they get on the pitch, they don't try a leg. Shebahn has never stopped this morning.
Oh no, I've been there, and it's nervous energy, and it's bizarre. I just say to people, everyone puts themselves under so much pressure. One thing to everybody: nobody cares about your time except you. Mm-hmm. Getting to the start line is one of the hardest challenges. There's less than 1% of the world population run a marathon. So congratulations to everybody that's run one, that runs it today. Just run your own marathon. Don't use your headphones. Take in the atmosphere. Soak it all up. Have a fantastic time. Quick chat. One of my best friends, Mike, is running it. Mike Huber for his dad for St Michael's Hospice up in Harrogate Way. Shebahn, you're doing it for autism, which is fantastic. But everybody is running for somebody today. Yeah. So when it gets tough, when it gets hard, just keep going. Well, that's all you got to do, and finish it. And it will be, I guarantee, when you cross that line, it will be more emotional than any football match you've ever watched.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy I'm in the 1% club.
You've never done it in your puff.
Oh, I can't. I couldn't do it. But I like I said earlier, I help people and do whatever I can.
It has to be.
I can't run it.
Yeah. Just
Danny,
keep giving them money, Tony. Keep giving them money. That'll do.
Yeah, I'll take the money. He gave me cash as well, so that's nice.
Danny, let's have a chat about Chelsea Leeds, because it is the big game in North London today. Yep. And Leeds have had, I think, an exceptional season for many reasons. Daniel Farke, he looked like he might not even be the manager leading into this season. And as it's gone on, Leeds have shown the result against Bournemouth, the 2-2 draw, the result at Old Trafford. They've really shown the character of the side.
I think especially at home as well, and obviously even the Man United game, which they're always going to be up for, they've shown that true Leeds spirit, that fight, that determination. A little bit, obviously, way before my era in the 70s, even before your era, I think, Tony. And then, my era, we were an aggressive team, and then under Bielsa as well. They've got back to a little bit of that. And obviously, the Leeds fans absolutely buzz off that. They go in today, had Liam Rosenior not been sacked, I think they would have been favourites. The fact that he's been sacked, I now can't call it. I now think it's 50-50, because I think the Chelsea players, rightly or wrongly, there will be some kind of a bounce today that the manager has gone, and people can have their own opinions whether that's right or whether that's wrong. It's just a fact. I think they will have a bounce today. But Leeds, Daniel Farke, what a day out for Leeds. I mean, it's been almost goodness knows how long since they were last in the FA Cup semi-final. Way too long for the quality of teams that they've had in that era. And it's going to be a fantastic occasion. One half will be blue, one half will be white. Hopefully it'll be a great game. A little bit more exciting than yesterday, well, apart from the last sort of 15 minutes or so. But I can't call it. I think it's going to be a really, really tight game.
I just think Leeds have said this all morning, Danny. They've been so impressive over the last few weeks. I just think they're feeling themselves. They've also got that grit about them as well. That's what I've loved about Leeds be back in the Premier League, that they offer that. Maybe Chelsea might struggle with a bit of, I don't know, of a soft underbelly today. They're a bit.
I was just took the words out of my mouth, Shebahn. I think you're right. I think Chelsea, we've seen it, do have a soft side to them. Yeah. And if Leeds can get at them and the crowd can get on top and they can go for it, early on in the game and get on, then I think Leeds have a fantastic chance of winning this game. I think the fact that Leeds are safe now, I mean, mathematically not, but I think we all agree they pretty much are at this stage of the season. They can play with a bit more freedom, and they can go into this and they can it's a cliche to say they can enjoy the day out, but there's no pressure, really.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, you want to get to a final, and there's that. But it's not about staying in the league. It's something a little bit different. You can just go and play. And you can, the players, I think the players will enjoy it. What an occasion to go and play at Wembley.
Yeah.
Most people never get to play at Wembley in their whole career. So go out Leeds, enjoy it, and give the Chelsea a good hiding.
Yeah. And also I'd add in, Danny, that, Leeds' strength has certainly been down the middle in the centre forward area where Calvert-Lewin's played really well. And then you've got Okafor on the left. And they just, that heart of the defence of Chelsea, that's their weakness. That's where Chelsea have been exposed so often this season at the heart of their defence, where whether they've played 3 at the back or 4 at the back or 5, wherever they've gone, whatever way they've gone.
It's bizarre, isn't it, Tony? It's not a throwback, but I'll tell you what, let's get the ball wide, let's use pace, let's get crosses into the box and have a target man that can, head it and put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, whoever thought that would ever work in football? I mean, it's bizarre, isn't it? It's like, you don't have to have the perfect goal with 1,000 passes and then roll it into the net, from 2 yards out. Get the ball into the box, create opportunities and create chances. And Leeds have been very, very good at that. They're not a direct team in any way, shape or form, but they're efficient and they do get the ball forward quickly with pace and with energy. And that is going to cause problems without a doubt. And they've got to use that today. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler in London, not just for obviously the marathon runners, but for the FA Cup semi-final as well. And then obviously, we can have a really intense, fantastic game. And hopefully, the referee allows it to be a great game as well.
Yeah. See, what you're saying there, Danny, is I loved it when the ball came in and defenders hated it. So why wouldn't you do it? You as a defender, you didn't want to be competing every time with crosses coming in from different angles and someone trying to get on the end of it. That made your job harder.
I played under Martin O'Neill, when I was, coming through and he gave me my debut. And he simplified it, obviously Brian Clough-esque. He said, whatever happens between the 2 penalty areas is irrelevant. Football's all about what happens in your penalty area and the opposition's penalty area. The more times you get the ball into their penalty area, the more chance you've got to score in.
Yeah.
And that's basically, football's very, very basic. It's about, who scores more goals than the opposition. Doesn't matter how, it's about winning.
Yeah.
And no one cares how you play if you win. So, I want Leeds to go out and be their usual selves today, have a real good go at it. And I think they've got a great chance of getting to a final.
I think so too. It could be a Danny Mills Derby final as well in the FA Cup. Danny, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you, and thanks for your support along the way for the London Marathon.
Good luck, Shebahn. Enjoy.
Thank you
Cheers,
so
Danny.
much. Danny Mills there, former England defender, with us this morning. And that's about us.
Yeah.
That's about it then, Cass.
What are you going to do for the next minute or so?
Probably go for another wee. What's that? Did anyone count? That's got to be about 10 today. That's a record. Good luck to absolutely everybody doing the London Marathon today. Enjoy the football, whatever team you're watching and following. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Shout out quickly, by the way, to producer Joe Ovenall of talkSPORT Drive, Ed Huntley, our boxing producer, and our woman who knows her stuff with numbers, Charlotte Nicklin as well. Everybody else running from the building. Good luck for you. Emma B, Chris Evans, Cass, thanks for holding my hand this morning. Thanks for eating.
Good luck. Enjoy it.
Eat all my gels. I've got no energy. Good luck, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next week. The Sunday edition with Henry Winter and Sean Custis is on the way next. Enjoy.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit by the sounds of it as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit,
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful.
Well, let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like. I don't do things because I don't want.